Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. We look forward to an exclusive interview with Mr. Amadu Koita. But before we start the interview, at the pause for now, we share wide and far before we start the interview. Having said that, at the run we back on a break. For now, we will get the opportunity for share, then we'll come back. And I once again welcome. I also want to take this up. Well, actually, I will wait, come back again and give some comments with we Sierra Leoneans, brothers and sisters living in the United Kingdom. We'll come right back, and I welcome once again to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Once again, I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television, where every voice matters. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Always ready and determined to bring you current events from home and abroad. What to expect, wide focus or range of topics from political, family, relationship, empowerment, breaking news, both local and international, emergency topics, entertainment, both local and international, comedy, event affecting our various communities, political debate, educational session, exclusive interview with either local or international celebrities or high profile, showcasing up and coming artists, entrepreneurs, philanthropists. If it is happening, we're here to be that voice and the network to show it. If you have a story, let's share it, build it, and show it. Let us be your voice. Stay tuned to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television for more. Do not forget to subscribe to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our Instagram page, and our Twitter page. And also feel free to visit our website. We thank you all for being part of the Salon for All Network family.
Them say then they fixed in them make we wait. From where them born we dey no more, we dey wait. Just dey wait. Government they come and go and left we pan the big debate. Another generation don't come me sweep and the way. Welcome to the way. You will still no say na boom bamboo you late. You late. Even though man them I chair pan altin. When I say altin I mean altin. All this in them where they happen na the country. We cherry I pan altin. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Do ya una no left hand bagbati back take. Una let go be your body. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Now so then go left back and sabi time done then fail with your body. All man don't stand that is attention. All man want make impression. What see me go say? Watch me back, look how I becky. Tomorrow yon we don't know. Today on the team mona. Everybody waiting for the miracle like hot color rest na fire. Hey, we dey be a no more but enough funny. Okupa we know how government they run. Una been say una know. But una explanation don't become boring. It can make a one for sleep. We dey be a no more but enough funny. Frustration they climb the mountains. All man pack tormenting. From one stress to the next thing, he make man them colomenting. Got a man and they come, got a man and they go. The people in life are same. So we no get for tired for complain. Although then don't begin say we gladly. Even a joke than the joke, say we the grumble because we full enough funny. Una no get play to a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man. Now the same boy, now him talk say in 6 months he they fix the economy. Lazy no more. Now the same man come back and give we back up. Una been say una get all the solution, but we don't understand any longer. Una been say una get this, it's easy, una mentally advanced. Where all the bookman them way, una been the talk say ready for the dance. I remember the talk where the Barbie the talk say only the fish a big finance. Where all the idea them, we go make we live like family. Where the rest una the plan, the city no they grow, na shataban. Una not tell we but una degree, una show we if una sabi. Facility not dey na hospital, till then they dey about. Una not tell we but una degree. Show we waiting una sabi. The economy still shitty. Life of citizens shitty. If na quality education, make una pikin then can taste am. How long una go dey and talk? Na talk no more una dey talk. If you not ordinary talk, by now man for the shock. How man they still get woke? Now who that they deliver on a buy party pikin? Man them must have make ground soak. Now then they get to walk about on a the pine party them. The kind way safe way man and they handle thing them say lots. See the worker and they strike and they hold their money they no one pay them. Tell me if una go like, if una then they do so. He don't say where they want bluff. Money for we well body one then go buy motor car.
Yeah, from what I know, the government purchased 30 brand new SUVs.
Okay, you read the other one.
No, those vehicles were not brand new SUVs, all 30 of them.
Okay, yeah, read the other one back.
Only 4 SUVs for these regional coordinators.
Okay, well now you read this one back.
There are no SUVs. We call them Toyota Prado.
Well, and now the Munku them boss. Then why can buy packet? You cannot give what you don't have. If you are not, you are not. COVID patient, then this gone, cause then lego them na dirty quarantine. Nobody don't care, then just go lego them so that the dirty quarantine. And now the Munku them boss. So then why I can buy packet? Put another Munku boy, we want come name area, them buy party. Oh, this Munku boy just they take people and they pity fatter. Done the police and no SD, then just they harass people all lawfully. Put another Munku boy where they pop and down with gun in his behave. Put another Munku boy, he meets bridge get name, he hard pan the name. Waiting the party do, he find power now. Who that lock at the bootsman suit? Waiting do the soldier man. The one where the people like vote for, where the discipline talk. For the government to carry them after hours. Where the discipline talk, man them don't begin they go work anyhow. Where the discipline talk, some man know they do them work then they eat money no more. Where the discipline talk, then just a bill no more. But by all than they back the man me say I'm of justice. They begin give we back and they back. They fair no that they give we. Ten just they go, man and they feel themselves and people they suffer. Ten just they go, people they suffer, man then they talk no more. Them just they go, them a hear they talk book no more. Say then they pan walk, we not see it too, we they wait no more. We are out in they go, while same thing no more. This now them go begin like and COVID. Say now you come and pop them, pump no more. The country na same old same people they suffer. Whoa whoa. Anyone way come go ton we, they no say we na coconutted. Anyone way come go ton we, they no say we na coconutted. The man then don't know say when they go up and down with coconut head. They don't put we inside they want so then they beat we they dance coconut head. All then sharp bubble entity, everybody dancing coconut head. Sharp bubble entity, steady they dance to the coconut head. It's a warzone, yes so it is a warzone. Every day na the ghetto na warzone, mental warzone. Them boys they running, see them girls hustling, hustle to survive. Warzone, mental warzone. Young boys them brutal, young girls them brutal. Every day man in the brutal, every day man in the brutal, every day man in the brutal, brutal for survival. Warzone.
And now welcome back to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. At again we small more chance for now we get time for share. And also I want to take the opportunity for say kudos to all Sierra Leoneans living in the United Kingdom, where take time out of their busy schedule today for go in and remember the one that we don't lost their life. I can always say if we look at things on a national lens, then obviously it will be for the betterment of we beloved Mama Salon. So everyone will take time out of them busy schedule. As I sit down and I don't go see them, but myself they in solidarity with Tina. We as in I see Black in the Park shots, myself gets me on what I be making us so. So again, we all the joint voice with Tina and telling her plenty thank you way and I go in and get a successful and peaceful vigil for them one day we lost in life. I want to also take this opportunity for acknowledge some of you now we don't come in. Madam Aminata, welcome and thank you for your kind your kind gesture and kind compliment I would say. And Mr. Camera, welcome. Madam Aisatu Ba Lawali, welcome, Madam. Mr. Abubakar Sise, welcome. Mr. Dauda Mahmood Bla, welcome. And are all welcome once again. I go back on a pause for share a little bit more for notify others. And I feel free for share wide and far before we start here. With the camera back, and I thank you for your time. And Comrade, I see they calling safe, Comrade Koita will be right with me. Thank you once again, and then I welcome to Salon for All. Be right back. In the meantime, I continue to enjoy Mr. Emerson Coconut Aid.
Them say then they fixed in them make we wait. From where them born we dey no more, we dey wait. Just dey wait. Government they come and go and left we pan the big debate. Another generation don't come meet we pan the way. Welcome to the way. You will still no say na boom bamboo you late. You late. Even though man them I chair pan altin. When I say altin I mean altin. All these in them where they happen na the country. We cherry I pan altin. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Yeah, una no left hand bagbati back take. Una let go be your body. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Now so then go left back and sabi time done then fail with your body. All man don't stand that is attention. All man want make impression. What see me go say? Watch me back, look how I Becky Decky. Tomorrow yon we don't know. Today on the team morning. Everybody waiting for the miracle like hot color rest na fire. Hey, we dey be a no more but enough funny. Okupa we no know how government they run. Una been say una know, but una explanation don't become boring. It can make a one for sleep. We dey be a no more but enough funny. Frustration they climb the mountains. All man pack tormenting. From one stress to the next thing, he make man them colomenting. Got a man and they come, got a man and they go. The people in life na same. So we no get for tired for complain. Although them don't begin say we gladly. Even a joke than the joke, say we the grumble because we bell full enough funny. Una no get play to a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man. Now the same boy, now him talk say in 6 months he they fix the economy. Let's see no more. Now the same man come back and give we back talk. Una been say una get all the solution, but we don't understand any longer. Una been say una get this, it's easy, una mentally advanced. Where all the bookman them way, una been the talk say ready for the dance. I remember the talk where the Barbie the talk say only the fish a big finance. Where all the idea them, we go make we live like family. Where the rest una the plan, the seed no they grow, na shataban. Una not tell we but una degree, una show we if una sabi. Facility not dey na hospital, till then they dey about. Una not tell we but una degree, show we waiting una sabi. The economy still shitty, life of citizens shitty. If una quality education make una pikin then can't taste am. How long una go dey and talk? Na talk no more una dey talk. If you not ordinary talk, by now man for the shock. How man they still get woke? Now who that they believer on a buy party pikin? Man them must have make ground soak. Now then they get to walk about on a the pine party them. The kind way safe way man and they handle thing them say lots. See the worker and they strike and they hold their money they no one pay them. Tell me if una go like, if una then they do so. He don't say where they want bluff. Money for we well body one then go buy motor car.
From what I know, the government purchased 30 brand new SUVs.
Okay, you read the other one.
No, those vehicles were not brand new SUVs, all 30 of them.
Okay, you read the other one back.
Only 4 SUVs for these regional coordinators.
Okay, well now you read this one back.
There are no SUVs. We call them Toyota Prado.
Well, and now the Munku them boss. Then why come by packet? You cannot give what you don't have. If you are not, you are not. COVID patient, then this gone, cause then lego them na dirty quarantine. Nobody don't care, then just go lego them so that the dirty quarantine. And now the Munku them boss. So then why I come by packet? Put another Munku boy, we want come name area, them by party. Oh, this Munku boy just they take people and they pity fatter. Done the police and no OSD, then just they harass people unlawfully. Put another Munku boy where they pop and down with gun, they misbehave. Put another Munku boy, he meets bridge gang name, he hard pan the name. Wetin the party do, he find power, now who da lock and a boatman suit. Wetin do the soldier man, the one where the people like vote for, where the discipline talk. For the government to carry them after hours. Where the discipline talk, man then don't begin they go work anyhow. Where the discipline talk, some man know they do them work then they eat money no more. Where the discipline talk, then just a bill no more. But all down the back, the man me say I'm up justice. They begin give we back and they back. The fair no that they give we. Time just they go, man and they feel themselves and people they suffer. Time just they go, people they suffer, man then they talk book no more. Time just they go, them a hear they talk book no more. Say then they pan walk, we not see it too, we they wait no more. We are out in they go, same thing no more. This now them go begin like and COVID. Say now you come and bump them, bump no more. The country na same old same people they suffer. Whoa whoa. Anyone way come go ton we, they no say we na coconutted. Anyone way come go ton we, they no say we na coconutted. The man then don't know say we they go up and down with coconut head. They don't put we inside they want so then they beat we they dance coconut head. All them sharp bubble entity, everybody dancing coconut head. Sharp bubble entity, steady they dance to the coconut head. It's a war zone, yes so it is a war zone. Every day na the ghetto na war zone, mental war zone. Them boys they running, see them girls hustling, hustle to survive. War zone, mental war zone. Young boys them brutal, young girls them brutal. Every day man in the brutal, every day man in the brutal. They cool like hot for the rest of the baby I know, but it's funny. But we don't know how government they run. Una be say, una know, it's my explanation don't become boring. It can make a one for sleep. Will it be a number, but it's funny. Frustration, they claim the mountains. On my back to 19. From one stress to the next thing. Make man them colonating. Got a man then they come, got a man then they go. The people in life the same. So we not get for tired for complain. Although them don't begin say we gladly. I joke down the joke, say we the crumble because we don't full enough for it. And I not get play to a hungry man. A hungry man is an angry man. Now the same boy in talk say 6 months, you will fix the economy. Let's see no more. Now the same man come back and give back for when I be say when I get all the solution, but we don't understand any longer. When I be say when I get this, it's easy. When I mentally advance. Where all the book man them work, when I be the talk say ready for the dance, and everybody talk for the part, when the talk say only the fish and the finance. Where all the idea them, we go make we live like family. Where the rest of the plan, the city not the grow, I shut up and when I not tell we but na degree, na show if na sabi, sility not in a hospital.
Welcome once again to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. He has made lots of sacrifices for our freedom, our liberty, so that we can be safe as a nation. Mr. Koita gave 28 years of his life selflessly to our beloved Mama Salon. He can be described as a passionate and a devoted citizen that any nation. 1 second. Oh, it seems like you did. 1 second. You know they see me, eh? And I give me a second. Now come back again.
I see.
Now you good? Okay. He can be described as a passionate and a devoted citizen that any nation can be proud to call their own. He speaks for the voiceless, selflessly, and above all, he understands the importance of patriotism and uphold the values of unity, freedom, and justice for all. Despite his recent release from the Pademba Road Maximum Prison as a political prisoner, Mr. Koita returned home, embracing all Sierra Leoneans despite their political affiliation, and continue to speak on behalf of all Sierra Leoneans in hope to see that everyone is treated equally. It is an honor and a blessing to have with us today Mr. Amadu Koita, commonly known as Makalo, Mr. Amadu Koita Makalo, commonly known as Comrade Koita. Once again, welcome, sir, to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Kindly take this opportunity for introduce yourself, sir. Can you hear me, Mr. Koita? All right, and I get for patience we and seeing I know sometimes the connection with Salon. So with that said, will they take back another break? Are they putting that on the tune? Then will they come right back? And I thank you. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, well, then I guess we're not going to take the break again. Okay, take the opportunity for introduce yourself. Welcome once again.
Well, I want first of all tell you thank you for bringing me on this program. Me na Amadu Koita Makalo, commonly known as Comrade Koita, a retired military officer, somebody who served the country for 28 years. Diligently with
Sorry, sir,
honest
for
service.
the interruption. Put your face down a little bit so that way they will see your face. It seems like you get cut off halfway. Forgive me on that one. Let me see. As we go, I will see if it's not adjust. If you can bring it down a little bit so that way they will see you fine, yeah? Can you hear me? In a patient's way or the connection issue. Okay, with that said, will they come right back? And I thank you.
Them say then they fixed in them make we wait. From where them born we dey no more, we dey wait. Just dey wait. Government they come and go and left we pan the big debate. Another generation don't come me sweep and the way. Welcome to the way. You will still no say na boom bamboo you late. Even though man them I chair pan altin. When I say altin I mean altin. All these in them where they happen na the country. We cherry I pan altin. But the man they not begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Do ya una no left hand bagbati back take. Una let go be your body. But the man they not begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati.
And I thank you once again, and thank you for the patience. And I continue for patience. We as we go in and out. Sometimes they are pretty much familiar with the connection. Sometimes they back home. So welcome once again, Mr. Amadu. Sorry for the interruption. Commonly known as Mr. Comrade Koita. Take the opportunity once again for introduce yourself, sir. Thank you.
Well, I want to tell you thank you first for bringing me on board this program. Me na Amadu Koita Makalo, Comrade Koita, and the popular name. Me na ex-military officer, somebody who served the military for 28 years, diligently with honest service, and I retired in 2018. I decided to come and speak for the people, the voice of the voiceless, and talk on issues where they affect every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of your different political party they affect every Sierra Leonean. In as much as being an APC member, a media person, but the issues that I talk about, that's way that affect the country in general.
I want to take this opportunity for say plenty thank you and enough maximum salutation to you for the service where you give away as a nation. Thank you so very much. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. So make we go back. I want before we go into all the itty gritty, I want we go first to that young man. Obviously, for a person take that long in a military, 28 years, where you give selflessly to we nation for we safety, for we freedom. Obviously, that individual for they in the category of being a disciplinarian, somebody way well structured. So with that said, before you get to that time where you say, okay, as a young man, I can't give myself to Sierra Leone and Sierra Leonean as a whole. Prior to that, we want to know, we're curious as to who was that young man as, growing up in the Republic of Sierra Leone before you even get to make the decision, say, they give me all to Sierra Leone. So let's talk a little bit about that young man growing up in Sierra Leone. Fill us in, please. Come back in, sir.
Well, me na somebody born na Kono, at the eastern part of the country, for sure. And just after school, when I sit in the O-level, I decided for Canada, the army, the same way the country need people them best for come serve. When the war break out, the country will need people them for serve. I decided to say, at a teenager, 18 years, I say I will give me life and my service to the nation. So I came in at that time, I trained, met up the war, fought the 11 years war, survived 4 gunshots. As I tell you, when I war veteran, somebody faced the war, I survived 4 gunshots during the war. Well, I know no side the whole war meet Canada this country and meet this country and end power this country. At least I give my best and I live my life and I drop the blood for this nation. So at that time I think saying I've been the best time and I've been the call way each and every patriotic Sierra Leonean for the answer to me been decided for give me life and answer to in at most time. the family not be ever one for be a military man, but I decided for serve the nation because I feel say the country can first. And that I don't give me life for all this while, and I still believe say Salon can first is bigger than any other thing in my life.
Once again, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for giving your entirety to Salon. As in, I know me a crybaby, but I'm going to try my best to hold on to my tears, but I need to make any promise. Again, I want to tell you thank you on behalf of Sierra Leoneans and Salon as a whole, will you give you all to a nation for a young man, for will you for we don't take that opportunity at that tender age of 18 for do so many other things them in your life you decide say no, you to give you all to Salon. Thank you once again. If many might be curious as to when it comes to your personality, how can you best describe yourself as an individual?
Well, I cannot say anything I point myself na Ben one. The only way I not say in the first place, me, I believe in integrity. Then I get the moral courage to tell somebody, say this is right and this is wrong. Then 100% being a military man, in the army I was an instructor, I believe in 100% discipline. From me home, I'm more from a discipline background, then I come join a discipline institution where I take 28 years. So me, in general, when as somebody I believe in highly disciplined, because I believe, say, if a nation, for I go before, when I get on the discipline, self-discipline, if you're not disciplined, I never move this, go any side. So in the first place, I believe in integrity, I believe in honesty. When I discipline somebody, then naturally are friendly to people who know me. You know, go see me and judge me by my appearance. That I can talk a little bit about myself.
Now we go back to your experience in the military. Take us to that experience. For many of we were not going to know you living that young age and giving 28 years of your life in the military prior to the war. Now we start with that. What was that experience like?
Well, the experience is hard and tough. Being a young person, a teenager, of course, you not ever know in a war. You come train, you meet up war. You see a colleague, people who are young like you, people who even maybe way younger than you. You see they die in the presence. That was daily basis. In 1991, anybody serve then 10 a day, you will see a colleague 10, 15 go die every day. We are paid little, very little. I can say anybody serve the army in a saloon, the honest service you do. Because when we can join army, the salary was 3,000 leons. Imagine by then, it was 3,000 leons with a bag of rice. We them the laugh, we would say when I die for 3,000 leons with one bag rice. And I tell you, the condition of the military is very, very, very unbearable. So if anybody can give in life at that stage, that will just be can give honest service. Although it been come to a time, our regrets makes me come for serve the nation because you can't time. Even the people who will give life for, then call with all sorts of names because the what we look like the rebel use camouflage. The ordinary civilian don't know say no to military men, so they call it Sobel, will be humiliated at times. You know, at times you know if you wear uniform, but some of whom stand up and still no, we're still proud of the uniform. Still trying for migrant people and not say we know to bad people, we give you life as a teenager. We nobody know one line picking go join, so nobody know one line picking die. At that time, some of we come up and give you life and serve the nation, which honestly, it was very, very tough. It was very difficult because I can tell you for free, war not a sweet game. Nobody know the pet will tell you say it was sweet, 1 or 2 bitter. Then 10 the year 1991 on the rain, over the 2-3 days, you know, even pull clothes, the same clothes you wear in the so I dry with them. So they very bitter experience, but also the experience we find for let somebody render to your country because by the only thing that we do for your country, not to consider what your country do for you. What you do for your country. And me feel say, give me life to my country, to my country need that the most. So that be a bitter experience.
Mr. Koita, I'm sorry again. It seemed like you face we need to see him all the way. So bring him down a little bit more, yeah? So that way then go see the face, yeah? Let me know if it's you comfortable. Say something and see if you don't adjust well.
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, yeah.
Let's hope that works. If not, then we'll adjust accordingly. You mentioned few things, which one of it, no nation they pray for get into that type of equation where they go say, okay, then they under civil war because the innocent bystander, the one they want to know about politics, the one they want to know outside conflicts begin, obviously, now then they suffer. And in the case, example, as in our way they putting ourselves on the line for see that we as Sierra Leonean are safe. So how does it make you feel? How do you feel where you see that certain things and they can be of a concern where they go on a various social media platform where it gets the tendency for undermine we peace where all man we they try for manage at this critical time now with nation. How does that make you feel as somebody who don't serve that nation, we don't give in entirety at that critical moment of our history? Come back in, sir.
Well, let me calculate tell people and say, anything they bring can chaos in this country, me in general, me Comrade Koita, no go ever support them because I know what in that mean. I know what in the poor people, they know ever the benefit that any political thing, so the only thing they will benefit, so they can get them good road or light. So whatever you at least say, they undermine the peace and security of Sierra Leone and they don't cry for. So many lives don't go because of this year. So many lives they don't go, so many people don't become homeless, so many people become disabled for law of for this democracy. We say democracy because we know how to be muscled by any individual person. We know we not dictator anymore. Sierra Leone and actually the woman and the maintain say we want democracy because we don't want anybody that can turn up in this country and please say in a dictator and make them kick against military rulers alone. People them try, them fight, they do everything for all get this democracy who gets what they enjoy. So whatever thing we see say, it try to undermine that peace day. If they bring something that will lead to chaos, me they always dey against them. For example, like seeing military men or seeing people who use weapons, they use excessive force against the ordinary civilian. That na recipe for chaos. People go see a government who go muscle the opposition, they really get just for talk. That na recipe for chaos. So me, I always stand for that. Say people, what they make will not get one account, will not get anything now. Way you allow pure democracy to happen, meaning any government therefore be who are responsible. The opposition for able to take the sitting government to tax. The ordinary people them were able to laugh and tell the government say this one are do it wrong or it right. Because if that fail, now any nation then will prepare for the worst. And we alone, we don't see the worst, we don't see the hell, we don't see the good and bad parts of war. So now make me Comrade Koita always to stand for the truth and make sure say I say Saloon first, Saloon bigger than any other team. A big pass me, a big pass you, a big pass any other political party because the country will not form before any other political party.
So you do not happen to fall in the category of being a Timni man. We know say first and foremost Salono design with or Timni, Madingo, Fula, whatever the case may be. But for those where they say that you political party where you belong, na Timini man party, what thing you go say to those people and how you go give what kind of description will you go give about your political party for kind of give rest to the misconception where they out there about your political party. Now we start with that first.
Well, I tell you go thank you to Timiman, either Limbaman, we na the two large tribes and the north of Krapman, me na Madingoman. The tribe where so many people and say no, they belong to APC. Well, I just want to make this very clear to people and say the APC na a party where a mix of all the tribes in this country, I mean the all people Congress, meaning the Timneman, the Limbaman, the Madingoman like me, the Fulaman, the Krankoman, the Mendeman, everybody in a APC like a family. Because in politics, you therefore belong to a political party. But see the Madingoman like me, the Tinapla APC, get a voice where at the talk, all other person within the country, being Mendeman, being Timiman, being Limbaman, they all listen to me and they don't say, I'm saying the party. Well, I just want to say, me tribe don't get nothing for do with the political party. In fact, me get a slogan say, Saloon without tribe. That make no political party, they name out any tribe. The APC, they say the All People's Congress. They are all people because they are a party from different tribes, them, different people, them, that they get together and form the party. That means that the only political party we get every member, every tribe in this country gets a member in the party and gets a member in the executive. this is the party I belong to in the All People Congress.
Thank you, sir. Before we go into all the ordeal them where you experience the last 6 months or prior to your incarceration, I want you explain to me how you feel giving you all to a nation where you love, the passion where you get for Salon, and all the goodness where you think for Salon, but yet you end up being taken to prison, the maximum prison, where at the Pademba Road prison on 2 different occasions. How did that make you feel?
Well, to be very honest, I don't feel good, but I don't feel bad. I don't feel good because anybody who don't be a veteran, somebody who don't give in life to this nation. I served the army for 28 years. I've never been charged for anything. They not ever charged me. I've never been detained. They not ever locked me up 28 years with a clear record. Then I feel safe. If that kind of person left the service, the country now you owe me now. The best they can do is they not give me nothing. Let them say thank you to my service. Thank you for giving your life to this country. Thank you for giving your time. The time the whole we come, everybody was sending people abroad. All they get opportunity for go seek refuge on the other side. But I say no, I can defend my nation. We could be the sacrificial lamb for that other bullets. Even if I die in the cause, I have no regret. So serving 28 years, I retire now. I say I change cause, I kind of politics. Then I say the crime where they arrest me for the first one on the 11th of February 2020, they make an allegation to say me retire from the service. I know how about me weapon, me uniforms. In fact, I don't get weapon. I want to survive the state. I want to overthrow the state government. When I was serving, I'm not plan coup. We are not retired and said I kind of politics. Nobody arrested me. They make an audio viral. A blind man who in America they call MB Attila. They get the network. They post me in church with the former president together. Attack the former president. The picture of me. Post them. Now me say put a CID by myself. I say Amadu Koita. We then say I retire and I get weapon and post. They investigate. I give them me discharge book. I give them a letter of the right. Why the army approve me? They still continue for detain me at the place. They can have me host. Now net. They can search me host. They not see nothing when I military interest. I don't see nothing when I like a police interest. Then tell me say rest assured for tell me say go release me the other day. I spend like a week in a CID. Then end up for charge me to court with 7-count charge, ranging from a long portion of arms and ammunition, subversion, perverting the court of justice, and so many things. Then I was taken to Pademba Road for 4 days. I get paid. I can't continue my honest service. But this start, why they do and this start when I can't get in contact with one soldier with a sergeant Jabba, we deploy to the president and lodge. We call me the top politics. I want my safe party. Military men don't speak politics. If you want to speak politics, retire like me and can't speak politics. He calls himself in a political Jabba. It talks so many things. I even started recording. I've been published that recording day. That's late inside January.
Yes, sir.
Early February, I was arrested. Just mid-take and say because of that, they make the arrest me. Then I was incarcerated to Pademba Road.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I get that audio day.
6 months.
Yeah, that's not one of the things that where I want to play. Then we kind of like talk about that. You don't mind if I play that audio day, correct? It's okay.
Yeah, yes, I want to play them because for people like for substance, say they say.
Okay.
So you go play them. They will see the dates where the soldier contact me. Then say the dates where they arrest me.
Okay, and then also I want now we go into the detail of the false allegation made by the name where you call when I give false allegation against you, and then when I play the audio then first, please.
You're not a politician. No, you're not a politician. I understand that you're a military man. Jabba, you don't see. But Jabba, you don't see. I can read better or write better than you. I can read better or write better than you. But no, what would you say? Don't credit yourself. Look at this. You're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. You're a politician. I retire for tell you correct. You're a politician. You're a politician. No, you're a politician or you're a soldier man. No, you not a politician, you're a military man, but you military man is a politician. If you're a military man is a politician, then no, I know you are finding trouble for yourself, Jaba. You na Sujama is a politician. No, you na politician. You na Sujama is a politician. You na politician. You not a politician. You na Sujama. You not a politician. You not a politician. When you left, you talk about politics. Then don't worry. No, the minister just say when you resign, don't talk about politics. If you want to talk about politics, you resign from the service. You are just a mere ticket to president. I warn you again. I still warn you. Say refrain from that statement. No, you go to dictionary, then you try to fit in your body. When you look me, you know that in me. When you look me, you know that in me. We need to tell me party na radio and television. But I mean, me not be this prison. Well, look, if I didn't me die, Jaba me face me name, me face me name na the picture of this country. Me die. What would you have done? Me very decent and look somebody that was that. Me not that like you. Me not that of man, Jaba. If you desire right now, you know you get to work. I don't tell you not a politician. No, look trouble, my friend. No, now you say you're a politician. Okay. So whether you are the police also? A whole military man, they talk politics. No, I agree. Pipeline is 2 years. Pipeline is 2 years. You know what is all they talking because you're a military man. Pipeline is 2 years. We are still waiting for it to happen. We still not really happy. We are waiting for it. We are not disputing anything. We are still waiting for it. It's 2 years. We're not in that in it. But I am disappointed at you. Somebody like you, but say talk. You will not become crack. You know the policy. They talk to you a politician. They military man. I'm not talking of Palo content here. No, I'm not talking of Palo content here. I'm not talking of Palo content here. Well, I'm talking of you being a military man. They talk politics. I'm not talking of Palo content here. No, they are not idiots. Mind the word. You are Sujaman. They are full of idiots. You are Sujaman. I don't tell you Sujaman. You are Sujaman. They talk politics also. Are they in politics? You are in politics also. You are in politics. You are in politics also. I want the picture of Bukan get to Sujaman is a politician. Because I know say you are somebody who know better because you been a crack. You go ahead. I don't think I recorded. Let me tell you first. I recorded no surprise. I know. We are saying pajama. I know. But mind you, you don't talk to them when you don't record. They will prove them. If you believe in man, the be politician, we are going to figure this out. I don't tell no more. I tell you, I don't engage somebody and face them squad mate for say we go into that level here. But you being a squad mate and you say they take that they record me, they talk some funny talk them, talk threatening and other things. Anyway, me not to that person the way you know say you see me say you know say you know CPR I'm face or I'm eye. But you being a military man, we want to be the institution very professional. Stay out of politics. Or if you say you people are doing present to talk politics. Anyway, you know that talk. We don't have talk in APC office. We don't have talk there, Jaba. If you let Amine survive. If you let Amine survive. I swear to God. What's in the degree like you? Yes. I say if you let Amine survive. If you can let Amine. No, I want to be like Sujaman, but you use the machine and put it in a Sujaman. It's not bad. Okay. I know. One know what's in the code of conduct say over the army, one know the rules of the army. Say Sujaman for stay out of politics. But you, because say no the president talk politics, then we will figure this thing out. We will figure them out because we still want the army for being independent. You still want the army for the out of politics, the force in general. Serve your country, don't serve political party. Serve your country and not political party. What kind of political party? You get rights. We won't belong to political party, but you get rights for stay independent until you there for service. All they are political party there. No, but not go. You ask for it. Who that fetch you? Who that fetch you? You are also the fetch. You are the fetch. But not this big shop don't they say now you just you know this big shop not by who that they fetch you? You are the who that they fetch. Who that they fetch you? How they fetch you? You are who that? You are who that? You are threat. Will keep that. Will not let me show. Cannot talk to person sabi you. You have to look again. Every will look again. Every will get again. We'll keep quiet nobody. We'll keep quiet. Not make us say every bet. You are who that? You are the police the bet. You are who that? You never move the edge. You talk about that. Then you the bet. We just keep quiet. Go. Not let this is big shop in Japan. Not make big shop others sabi you. That big shots. Just keep quiet. You have to bet you. Who that you the bet? Okay. Okay. Now, Lord, means soldiers they talk politics. They don't record and they publish this record. That's the truth. Okay, I agree. But you are record. Okay, no bad. Okay. We will publish that. Then we'll figure about if you get for dinner and talk politics before you do the president. We'll figure about. I want to okay. Okay. But Java, you know everything at all. Java, this country, I'm not upset than you. That the army have been important past you. One of the army have been important past you. I don't know that for my one, I don't consider that because. Okay. But Java, you know, you're supposed to get the talk. I don't the type of exposing what say, when they tell people and say, soldiers and they, when the president do the president, they talk politics. When they tell people and say, soldiers and they, when they talk politics, and they justify now to allegations them. Say they get soldiers so full of talk politics. Even the president don't address the say, so the man of talk politics. You still don't be one of the way they still define the president that he address. And they publish them, Java. Yeah, they talk am. No, you already justify. Yes, you already justify. Okay, because you know the HE. Okay, well, I know say the HE be say them. I know say the HE is a discipline man. Now we look the HE. If the HE go allow for let the institution go in the dream, who they figure am out? Okay. Okay. Well, people be there. What's up? No, PVM, no, go down on WhatsApp. PVM on WhatsApp. Present the audios on WhatsApp. Arrest the case for this one. But I will publish the audios there. We don't talk to you as the politics. They publish them. Let you know, see. Why I say I do something, they publish them very well. PV, no? PV, that was up. No, that was up, but it's PVM day. PVD, I know you big talk. I know you want a big talk. So talk to President Sabi you. PVD, I respond to you. No good, PVD. I don't get the evidence I have from you. Yeah, there is a tap.
All right, so that was one of it. I want to play another one, then I'll followed by some questions. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, fellow Somalians. It's better to part of the other day. As today, the 22nd January 2020, this is Comrade Koita. They can expose certain people, especially members of the armed force, the military to be specific. They don't say, the people and say, people in uniform, they interfere in political activities. They do active politics and they talk politics, even if they in uniform. We all know by law say, they are against the law. As the law say, may not to make second of it, but I can make away when and how necessary. This, while the talk show is a confirmed thing, then we will pursue them to the last. For now, on a substantiate to fact and validation of the not delay all this while. After my audio, I will post the audio of the soldier who called me
when they attack me, we dey argue in politics, they identify himself as a politician. And the soldiers say because you know the president, they attack to the president, and when the other soldiers in the background where they talk politics, they are serving, and even can say, but they refrain from this. If you want to talk politics, come out from the army, can't get politicians. So in that, so they are politicians. As far as it is president, just for that view, nobody will be nothing to talk politics. Well, this is the two talk say, if the people who visit a professional people who at the institution them, they believe so. That means this is a call for concern. And I do this audio and they send the audio as an evidence for all of this in good. When you call me, they attack me, they not need to one, not to two, but we're not supposed to take 30. I'm not sure that I talk again within the laws of this country. I know that I talk about fact, I always talk with fact. But when they call me to the first time from the same laws, then these different numbers will come and say to me, say they never do so, they never attack me, they never kill me, they never bang me in the streets from the same laws. And with different numbers, sometimes they call me to a call and they get the name. But this one, now in voice, and I get to the he said the master voice play back to me. He said he no go hide. APC did not target and APC tell the not about to now when I said when I go back to the we would do something. But not to get into the talk, we don't have to expose certain things. For see people in uniform, especially the military, they're involved in active political discussion now. We always see the army, we also have to say they're out of politics. I tell us everybody, we always say that army. I'm professional, not ever I talk about politics because I'm just one professional. Although all correct to different political parties there, we one kind of politics resign from the service. But when they profit out impunity, they post in the Sujaba, in the Jaba, in the Jaba SL, the Jaba politician. He attacked to the president and I will send the voice to run and know how much they were there. Don't one wreck this country and wreck the political institution there. For that Sujaman, they go and talk to the politician, they drag, they argue somebody in the politics. Well, he can't talk sort of names. I don't care about that. Now that's the thing because we must see for now. Some of them are threat to them. Say we are talk to them. APC Martina talks to them. What we talk, I say okay, I accept. But as you see, we don't see to talk. But the thing I want to talk about now, for talk that say to the talk, all this while see people in uniform, especially the military, they talk politics openly when they do the barracks. When they attack the competency, when they told APC soldiers, they not prepare this army from where they come. So for all that substances that fact, they send the audio when the bank call me, not to me call, I never get on my call me, they argue me bitterly. They say that politician in the trade, being a Jaba politician. And then they say, of course, I talk I see I'm going to court. He left in Osta State House, go together and I face it, I see I'm going to court. He see me, I see him, but because I'm in Siman, I present like I don't sabia. But he see me. They say this is the former rule, and in fact, President Jos Madabio, they did over 20 to 30 years because they don't make the referendum. I want to see FLPP, any two ways somebody talk whether from the young picking them, not take a play. Anything they talk that with the plan, we'll just tell God thank you with them that they need for men they try to expose the certain things here. In as much as the defense minister last week will do a very nice speech to soldiers that are occupied. He said, make no soldier not put on in politics because soldier man is a politician. If you want to become a politician, resign from the service, you can't talk politician, but if you get anybody with a soldier man, irrespective of who you talk politics, you will be possible. Well, this is the test case for the defense minister. Because this is soldier way to the president and the black state because the president never look at not saying to talk politics. In as much as the defense minister don't talk say anybody that's the man for talk politics, in not take a challenge, you don't challenge the defense minister, but to be challenged. The challenge the defense minister say now, in as far as the president, nobody will not saying to talk politics. The even politics in that Jaba SLP. Jaba politician, and when I listen to the audio, when they always talk, they argue bitterly, they talk about the former president, they call the former president, they talk politics, let's say in the politician. They say, he has been president, that be in a politician. Well, this, they challenge to the first minister. That means at the time of this audio, and I hope let the first minister listen up. And we will tell this to, we say we talk to constitution because being people from the state lodge, they call people from the main opposition party at APC. Because of me, go look at the politics, they say that talk, they plan for attack me, they plan for make sure they plan for kill me. Well, these are evidence. A soldier sadly, when the president does not abuse, then they give them threats and they need to be the call saying a politician. When I listen to that class, but they refrain from that statement, you need to contend as to them. I say, in as a politician. Then they all see the Lord, so then they talk at the background, where they talk. Because you listen at audio, where the bunker, first time we get this, where I talk about Alex Gomez, the bunker, he listen to me to say, listen, well, be careful. They don't come before us, we don't talk, come and talk before you are recorded now because I see he want to take it to another level. And we from who they stand for the truth. Even in the space of life, we stand for the truth. So for reason for sacrifice, for let everything happen. The army has not been politicized, but now that the worst, That the only time is this is the APC soldier under this SLP, we the original national president, Julius Father Bill. And the president said that Suleiman, you know, the code and conduct, when the put the revolution, we come at the army. Meaning the leaders of Suleiman, you know, for talk politics, because of the revolution, this is a democratic country revolution now. So if the Indian soldiers don't do them, they all talk politics. Then the country of Foreign Sabi, they will serve because they belong to a political party. Then they call it attack, discuss politics with you. That make a patiently record that today for me to expose them. And not the first time is the long one. So the country are not the need to entire thing, the government want to talk, they put their foot up. So that they can decide for me to school, you know, and not say yes, this time they happen, and this army don't put into politics, and then don't talk another attack people away with them APC. That make a very short one. Let the first minister know see this time they happen. And when look the action we take because this are not the left arm and they continue this way. I will go to newspaper, I will go to radio, I will go to television, I will discuss until the right thing happen. Like so that any comment refrain themselves from politics. Let them know say this is an institution they serve and not to SFP army, not to APC army, that national army, they serve the country and not the political party. That make our the short to level listen and know say the army don't become complete politics and you are leading to the president and don't put up for politics. God bless you and God bless you and God bless block this country.
And I thank you so much for your patience. Thank you as well, Mr. Koita. Anything I can want bring to this platform, I can like forget me evidence them for support me question or me statement them. Hence the reason why I try for play the audio before I ask you some critical questions them. Obviously there was a lot of significant things them where basically first it make and clear say it give you the permission for now you record them and you not care, so that is quite clear now the audio. And then secondly, some of the concerns them way Sierra-Leoneans go get where I think say some of them you also present to them on the audio, wherein that the first thing I want to ask, obviously with any institution, with any as in the example of the military, there are governed rules set forth in terms of, you know, obviously in a quote unquote disciplined. So I want to know you kind of like educate we one of the in the military as to some of the expectation of INA as military personnel.
In the first place, when you take in a military, you take an oath for serve your nation. We are not serving a political party. That make we are serving the nation. We serve a government of the day, but we have to be impartial. We are not a politician. That make even if you declare Suleiman to president, now outer code of Munade, we that the bodyguard, the vigilance, the police them, that they responsible, that they get the this Ukala in peace. They say police primacy, meaning we the country at peace. Suleiman in service for the just the barracks. We have for training and we have go on operations. So we get nothing more than we have for talk inside politics. In fact, we are not politicians. Now make even ways in a democratic state like this, the president and the vice president that they get entitled for get military personnel with a limited number. With a limited number. So you being a soldier, they got the president, and imagine I can still remember the president can when they talk in the parliament, he said it depoliticize all professional institutions. But as he said, under a regime, the institution, especially the military, don't become highly political. You see soldiers naming their colleague soldiers, say, these are AP soldiers, they are Tolongo soldiers. You see, I'm happy. I saw an incident inside the president in soldiers, then, cock weapon for the other soldiers in Alungi, where the president just took over that I was serving, before I put pen and paper finally. And you see an incident where soldier man they go attack the molest and senior officers and say this man that be APC man. You see an incident now, this is an evidence where the soldier man called me. This is a person honor the soldier man and somebody where he attacked to the president. Call it a political jabber, a service soldier, a sergeant for that matter. And the talk say this is a proper rule, military man. Now we call it professional misconduct. Because when you look at Article 23 of the military, we make them take way up politics, because before this time, they know say because soldiers don't danger politicians, they influence them for do so many things. And I tell you, go back to history. In 1967, narrated the army start for international politics, where they used to break the Lansana and Hinganoma for letting overthrow Secretary Stephen, who win the election in 1967. Now, so the army enter inside politics. From then, they see say the army be just they counter coup, until the military lost their respect totally entirely. So after the war, SCCA, because the military become so politicized, they try to depoliticize the entire army. Kind of start to lose them. So let's say if they catch you, they talk politics, they dismiss you. And so many soldiers they don't suffer that way and so on. They talk, but they're not even talking to this level here. So then they can tell them, say, and expose them so that they take action that other soldiers don't follow suit because they're professional misconduct. Any soldier man, irrespective of the rank, even from the serious downwards, if you talk politics with the in fact, na dismissal offense. Now, serious offense to my offense. You know, forever, ever talk politics. Even the president no say that through the politics term. But I tell you now, say categorically say this soldier from when he do this year in January up till date, he deserve a brag, and then they continue for Guam. Now, even when I come out jail, another soldier again from the same lodge.
Yes.
Again,
I want to bring that soon later.
That's the text message.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I want to bring as well. I wonder we go back to this one. So from your knowledge, so far from where this incident happened, prior to you being incarcerated, this man has never been called or disciplined or held accountable for in conduct way he puts, correct?
He has never been called. In fact, when they arrest me, this man been come out again and send an audio. I send them to them, bust them, because I send them to them and make an audio against it because they don't take action. The man up till now, in the brag, say, extended to President Bio, then in a lodge, then a politician, in fact, in a politician, nobody knows about nothing. That is the challenge, in the flouter, the minister in order, in the flouter the laws of the military, and these laws are the laws of the country. Anybody who they serve the army, now make any charge when they charge you, they say that is an act way now from 1961 as amended. The military, everything about from 1961 will get independent. And that act the army they did it. But tell us the constitution of the military. Tell us so Jaman no for ever put us inside politics. You know, for even discuss them.
Okay.
Now make even at the barracks, you know, they were any particular day because they say you they serve the state. You are not serving APC, either SLPP. They are not serving President Bio because President Bio meet them as soldiers and they left them as soldiers.
Okay, so one of the promise on several audios them where Abidoyeri was direct threat to you, where that threat they many go look and say it come into existence in the sense that in the example of this fellow where basically make himself clear, say he give you the permission for a record them, then he identifies himself say in a SLPP X, Y, and Z, and unfortunately was not held accountable. But at the end of the day, you were held accountable to the point that you were incarcerated. So now we go back again, step by step. You obviously been called. When they call you, it's because they get questions. Say, would I say you get X, Y, and Z now you owe X, lazy blah. You go there, you give in yourself, knowing that you are not guilty from what you submit to we. You not been get any of the thing what they accuse you for. So with that, many go look and say, they can say you are innocent until proven guilty and or beyond reasonable doubt. So obviously, all within you submit to it today, it been give a clear manifestation say for whatever the charges then where they may try for or the allegation where they may try for puts on your head, none of that always that was false. Or make it clear to we please come back in, sir. Before I go to the next.
In fact, when I was invited na CID, apart from the allegations where they make say I get arms and ammunition at my house, me resign and not tender all those in the army give me. Part of the allegation they say me they go again, they make an audios. Wow.
Yeah, we they hear you. It's okay. I know say you get some interruption, but we they hear you quite okay.
Yeah, me they go again. They say me they go again. They make an audios of hate speech. They make an me don't threaten for bring war in this country. They say so many things. I said okay. I said if that's the case, when I can't play the audio for me, when I may talk say they bring war, when I can't play the audio for me, when I say I overthrow the government. Just because they know say I don't me and that soldier the president don't engage in a political discussion. They continue to say then get an evidence that the CID, I can quote unquote the deputy head of CID and the head of CID. So they get an evidence that me don't make an audios and so many audios for say and they can't subvert the state. So many audios for say me they bring war, me they unseat this government. And I said, okay, well, these are audio, the voice, and no, I'm going to play the audio for me. Which they cannot give a single audio of that.
Okay.
They not get any evidence for say they count audio me talk anything like voting, then directed the CI them point to me say that this have been do. Apart from what they say me get weapon and uniform some use.
So you being a social media activist, what in you audios then can gear towards mainly? What in are you focus? What you can try for accomplish on them audios?
Well, the one thing I try for pull the hidden truth.
Okay.
To the people of this country. Some truth where they hide, where they don't see the right people, no making people I call it say the hidden truth. And I try for also correct some things the way and no say I get idea about like being a military man. I was an instructor for 15 years. Apart instead of 28 years service, I do 15 years when I for train soldiers, meaning the rules of engagement, the law of armed conflict, other things. That so mean I'm a master instructor. So like when somebody do something way contrary against the law, make him come out again and correct them. Say no, this according to the law ABC of the code of conduct or the rules of engagement, this law for B so that's way for B.
Excellent.
So namely, me always there for stand for the truth.
Okay, so basically, based on your qualification, all the years, the 15 years where you spend being an instructor now the military, you can try for take advantage of that and able for educate the masses through that knowledge. They correct?
Yes, because something that we know they hide them.
Okay.
Like if you like the rules of engagement, both the civilians and the security personnel them all man for know. Because the civilian for know in limit. When you know for cross, when you know say if you cross them, automatically instead you will not reach a limit.
Right.
Then the military man or the security force doesn't get a limit. They will not say that at this point I for reach before I use maximum force.
Okay.
Because also in all cases, like for instance, one of the audio where they put against me, when Lima, the deputy minister of internal affairs in security, Father Dabubo, I raised a point right there. I condemn her, but not today. I did not start to condemn her. From the first person where they fire, now my land run because me, every Sierra Leonean life matter to me. Every Sierra Leonean in life matter. The first way they fire, and I say, hey, they don't begin go against the rules of engagement because when you go paragraph 1 of the rules of engagement, tell you say it do not affect your personal right to self-defense, but however, firearms should be the last resort. So that clause the way they say, however, tell you say you need to just use them.
Correct.
The way you come to the paragraph 3 of them is when someone is committing a crime or about to commit a crime and act likely to endanger human life. When someone is committing a crime already or about to commit a crime and act likely to endanger human life. So if somebody not there in that kind of category, they know they ever use a weapon. Then the fourth one about proportionality. Once they go get stone, is told you go take AK or RPG, you fire them. So I can try for educating people them.
Okay.
See, you said get right to get limit. Then the person himself that they need for myself get right to get limit. So these are things they try for. I can say the hidden truth. Because that this don't make people that they go do bad. Some people that are out of ignorance. But like the security forces them, they know it is not law. When they train soldiers, they tell them that they cheat them, that they even train them. Would they even show their example? Say when and how you will use lethal weapon.
Wonderful. So basically, yes, you try for caution them in terms of abuse of power, and at the same time, you caution the civilian or the citizen and too as to how they go about for engage on their day-to-day activity. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Very correct.
Wonderful.
I even go further for telling them like where the police then get a mandate like where we get any people like when they use the fire. When you look inside the escalation of force, the first paragraph tell you but say block access. If they block the person, well, let you know go beyond the limits. The second one tell you say loud warning. Loud warning, they want the person. The third one tell you say show weapon and intend to use this one say, hey, I don't want if you not be careful, I go, if you pass so I go shoot. The fourth one say one in short, either a fire door or a fire up. You get stages, for example, all not for left. You know, you just can't be go direct to the last but elevation of threat. Then they do now exactly. You just can't direct. We started for one people let the fire. So now then make you approve because it would need for no say people let hold accountable for things that they do it wrong. If you say anybody will come on and say they will fire them, before they say 1 year, they don't kill everybody. And some of whom no will keep quiet because they make I don't go land the team. And then I'm here, I've been the chicham. I don't chicham time and again when I was in the military. And why I come out and say, for give me service again. For me, let the people know the limit. And let the security people know see it. If they go against the rights again, people go, they will stand up for tell them, say, no, you use weapon now, we don't for use.
Wonderful.
You use force, we don't for use.
So based on your 28 years of experience, you'd basically try for make an emphasis for say then at the moral guarantor of the citizen and then for do all possible for save lives. And the example where you give away, I just want to re-echo for the people then go get you better in case then they get an issue for your Rio. The example where you give, if push comes to shove, the last stage, even when they shoot and for shoot up or down, in the sense that they're not for shoot direct, for aim at the individual. So that up or down will be like a warning shot for them and go caution themselves, caution the whoever the citizen is, correct?
Yes, if you shoot, if you have fire, they say one is shot.
Okay.
One is shot. A loud warning must be given.
Okay.
Either you fire up like ground or you fire up because I'm sure under the
Don't
civilian,
ground, yeah.
a peaceful person to demonstrate. If you fire anyone's shot, nobody know what level let's kill them. The person must push a back or you run away.
Wonderful.
That is very obvious.
Okay.
You know they just use the weapon direct to the person. And when they fire the person, they say elimination of threats. What's in that threat? Understand what's in that threat force. If somebody snap with placard or they just say we don't agree not to threat, it will become threat. It will only become threat when you don't begin damage, kill people. So then burn hoses them. Then don't begin to destroy life and property. That person don't become threat because they say elimination of threat. If you understand what's in that threat before you even use the weapon.
Wonderful. Okay, great. The other thing where everyone play being that you're a social media activist, one of the things where many Sierra Leoneans go look and say is hypocritical on we presidents in the sense that because one of the things where you said and say about your audio, if we talk about freedom of speech and we presidents believe for their citizens them express themselves freely as per evidence of this audio, this video while they play, they will come back again and talk about that. We cannot expand a little bit on that freedom of speech, what's in a young area on that before they get into the in total of your experience. And I thank you and then I all welcome once again. Now we'll take the break and we'll come right back.
We not be able to come together. Why I talk about the social media inside Salon or WhatsApp, Facebook, most of the young people are letting a phone yesterday. So when you propagate any message through that, before you know it's out there, it's not 100%. You know, even the penetration maybe it's about 30 or how many percent. But a lot of people will read now on the WhatsApp, they get Facebook on their website. So we get to take advantage of that. And why we take the internet seriously? Because now in the direct the international community and they have a great say in what happens. Christian, I talk not in get mind for who cancel 477 stations. Now Victor Angelo, the ERS United States, you have our security, you get for politics, and they got them. And even when it happened in this last election, like you alluded to earlier on, we say we will review mining. Now then the office account, if you get for not account, we get them.
Welcome back. So what to make I play this, like I can always say, I can always hold everybody accountable, and I believe say we all Sierra Leoneans we for hold ourselves accountable. Meaning that and I can always say that Salon belongs to each one of we as Sierra Leone and nobody not for be above the rule regardless of whose position you hold. So during the time where His Excellency be there in opposition, even they encourage Sierra Leoneans for use, or whether it's his supporters, but Sierra Leoneans as a whole say, let them make use of social media, whether it's the WhatsApp platform as well as the Facebook. So now it seemed like, unfortunately, the things them way His Excellency be they say for the people them, I don't know what in a young take, many they look at as that say the same venue or channels them way they say that people then use to the very best of their ability. Now when in the position now as a president, people are being muzzled, or in the case like what you say, you're now one of the social media or political activists wherein you they educate people them through your audio, which is not true, you they try for bring the hidden truth out for them people they understand, or try for, as in the example of the which you just don't submit to it today in terms of in a code of conduct or in an expectation as military personnel. So now What's in that you take on that? How does that play right now in terms of, I know say now we don't get the seditious libel law removed, wherein anybody can talk, basically express themselves freely without being arrested. But what's in that you take on that in terms of how free is the freedom of speech na salon? If you don't feel like
Well,
answering it, we can move to the next one, sir.
to be very honest, for now, I tell you, saloon don't go during the 50s, I think. I cannot even say the 60s. We not get freedom of speech because, one, I can tell you categorically. They say not pull the Suicide Libel Act, but me they tell you not pull it because they not pull them. All cases where they charge people for Suicide Libel like Sylvia or like they are blind in a one, they not drop the matter in court today. Me in a one person until me matter then try out of court. They say they non pull them, but I not still feel say the president not send that up till now. And they tell you say for today's alone, freedom of speech no day. One of the things where they enjoy in opposition, they were saying all sorts of things, all kinds of things, and talk against the former president and the government, against the APC, through WhatsApp, through Facebook. Nobody was arrested because he talked something. Nobody. I can imagine the man go na AYV, he say one day, even call on the military. He even call on the military for saying they for protect the constitution. That technically is calling on them for talk with the government by then. He was never arrested. The city president been they all they go in the talk with one for talk because one of the fundamental rights of democracy is freedom of speech, freedom of expression. People will able to express themselves, the citizens them. But today, salute, if you talk, then they hold you. I don't see an office in them where I will make the audio very soon. They not sack people them. Say because they listen to people them when they talk na WhatsApp. They don't arrest people them when they listen and they buy a message.
So let me come back into that.
Arrest you.
Let me come back into that. And unfortunately, when we the other citizens them within are here in the diaspora, they make a blunt statement for say anybody where they yeri for listening to X, Y, and Z, then go hold them, let them go arrest them. I think that because I played that audio in our platform the other day, that is rather unfortunate because when we get a justice system that is working, we not forget just we abuse with social media, say, okay, we they can't pull on audio now because this person, na NGC will not let come, we they can't get a problem, then we justice system agree with that person. So now this is not coming from you, this is coming from a woman like myself and many other activists where they out there, where they try for bring a better mama salon. And I know say, His Excellency, you can do better by us and by Sierra Leone. And the one they also where they in charge of the laws, then the lawyers, then the judge them, do better by we the citizen and by we country, because at the end of the day, whatever precedent in a set, it will continue for go on and it not go born good picking. So when they try for get if they try for work towards national cohesion, I believe say it starts with we administration, whatever that administration is. If now you the rule, now you for be the example for Sierra Leonean. So now we'll move forward, sir. I wonder we fast forward a little bit. Because unfortunately, like I stated in my opening statement, you unfortunately been gets the maximum. You've been there at the maximum prison when at Pademba Road for 6 months. The first one, it was like, okay, then check everything where they accuse you of. They not see anything, right? From mere understanding. And at the point where they don't dismiss the case, you returning back home, they hold you back for another incident. What was that all about, sir? Come in, sir.
I was never returning back home. Then the only person that the camp can sit in court. I was arrested on the 11th of February. I go Panemba Road. From the 11th, I come out on the 18th of February. I get bail. I continue for the court until February 17, no witness. And by law, now this country is the constitution of Salusi. If somebody appear in a court 3 times, they not get any witness against them, they control the matter out of court. I appear 7 times at the magistrate's court.
And prior to that,
know the way what me say that this.
From your submission, you say you've been take 1 week. Now the CID, where usually when they call you in, the Constitution also say if not crime in the case of treason and X, Y, and Z, the maximum dates where somebody for take then are 3 days. If not anything under that, not 72 hours. So that alone, you force a human rights violation where they don't go against you if we get a justice system where they work. Yes. So now take me back to that.
I spent
yes, sir.
a week.
Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear us? It seemed like
I spent 1 week at the CID.
Okay.
Are you now?
Okay. So now take me back. So you
I
say
spent 1 week at the CID.
Okay.
I spent 1 week at the CID. They don't get nothing for court me. Then court me in court. In fact, now me hold me file. When they charge me, me and the driver all the way go left me. Now me hold me file go at the court. Me like the first person way I hold me own file. Okay, go to the magistrate. I go to court. I go by them road. I get bill. I come. People in visa they will answer they gonna because I know say I not commit crime. I appear at the magistrate court 7 times, and by law, as you see, 3 days person has said if you don't give you charge for grant and bail. All cases for latitude, all cases are available offense case. Even cases in available offense case. No case not even available offense case. You look at the person. What when they deny person bail, something the person a high risk somebody. We be if they let them in the high risk, they can deprive from bail. But apart from that, look at the person's credibility, look at the shorting them, they forget the no case not available offense case. All the report of our level and notice say no case not the way they bail person for. But in this case, no case not available offense case. Mean I be lied the case. So I go now I court 7 times again. The day when they discharged me inside court, I was arrested inside the court. And by law, see, they know they arrest somebody even within the courtyard. If they free me, if allow me, I work 100 meters after the court. That didn't for me, that didn't for arrest me. But me, I was arrested right inside the court in the presence of the magistrate.
So what was the reason again?
For now get better
understanding.
The reason is
yeah.
They say I get another case for answer.
So then we don't present that case to you prior to your arrest?
No. They not ever present them.
So
but who say I could know say how you gonna know this country? The police are going to say the police and the judiciary will look the TRC report and say the police and the judiciary that the cause of the 1999 civil war. You look at how the police work out specifically one day they call MKL, NDPN, every other person in this country. When a member of opposition, especially the APC person, and only the troop with like over 40 years is them. Well, I'm for arrest a single person. Who go na CID, they say I get case for answer. That's use case. They say me get an audio. Or probably don't say I make call. That's when I play this audio. I did it from Monday 10 o'clock to your surprise. Let world know say how much them people have done politicize themselves. They don't connect themselves to the certain political party. They go play the same audio where they charge me for. Why we don't go party for? Same audio where they don't charge me for. Then they come back. Now I say okay. I say for this audio when they charge me again, then say yes. I say well, no, it's not again because you the investigator. Do I be investigator and charge me? That can't forget investigate me. Now put as witness for the matter. I say well, I'm witness this audio. Then I've been no more for a jail. We go 7 times and the matter was acquitted and discharged for lack of evidence. I spent another 5 days again. I said, then they charge the case a profile and no go court. And then they say until they bring Paulo Conte, they say if they count them for long place of arms ammunition, the treatment to now carry on Panama Road. And that was the beginning of this of me bitter experience where I see in the 6 months in prison.
I want you take us to that unfortunate and bitter experience. First and foremost, waiting will be the understand you been get maximum lockdown, meaning that you not being get as much access as the other prisoners in terms of like waiting the constitution set forth for prisoners them. They also self get rights for commot. If they get for go walk, then go walk. If they get for be out open na the yard of the prison wall, they supposed forget that kind of privilege before before the day is over. So I wonder you take we to, were you given this equal opportunity as that of any other prisoner who been there under the same allegation or the same reason we make you go there, or you being held differently? Come back in, sir.
From when you go, from when they took on a Pademba Road on the 21st of March, to where I come out to that jail, we will not ever see peace. When we went to prison, Amadu Koita, we have been searched like any common criminals. They search you like one of the worst criminals them from the gate lodge in the presence of police and the CID them. Then take with that night, me and Amadu Koita not ever day in one cell. I was in cell 5, in the cell 1 I remind. From there, the 22nd, they move to old female, who say in the cell 1, me in cell 2. On the 23rd of March, by 8 o'clock again, they don't lock jail. They can't open me and Paulo in cell and say for move again to Clarkson. Let me ask, I say, I say, I don't pull down, when I don't come to here, why would I go to Clarkson? So, no, now order from above. So, who for go to Clarkson? In fact, Paulo will not be happy because we knew what in the one do. Me go to Paulo, so well, jail we can. If there's an order from above, no go. On the 23rd, 8 o'clock, then start we again like any criminal, then people know them just stay in isolation. Then totally can we go that the jail on the 23rd, that Clarkson. Well, to be surprised on the 24th na morning, they don't open all other meet them. Me and Paulo Conte, me the cell 17, in the cell 18, they don't open we. Now me is concerned because maybe no going to party but I know what's in the ordinance. When you go to prison, the only thing way they take my hand, time considered to be 0. Only you time and then see the hand, see you time considered to be 0 and nothing else. So we been then take with it, they're not going to open. Maybe raise concern, as what I call the OCR. It can and then you open the wisdom itself. As what you make one of the pull and say an order from above. As which order from above? I raise the concern, I say, what crime we don't commit now, we will not for do. But to suppress them, we did in solitary confinement for 32 days. 32 days, we are locked up for 24 hours. Only the commander do. The prison open the matter for just can't put your food inside for 32 days in solitary confinement. I was in isolation for all this while. We are in a jail. I don't want to see sun and not see the sky. One time, the way Paulo Conte in cell overflow, the prison manager, James, they got open the cell. They see the man cell overflow. They allow Paulo Conte for sleep in that shit. That's how the day will break down. I say, what? You will allow this man, a former minister of defense, a former minister of internal affairs, somebody with a cell phone, when I know we change the cell. That the day I break down. I say, what you will not commit now to this extent when I see the man in cell door flop with toilet, Paulo Tinap for the rest of the night, all waiting in bed, everything mess up. When the OPW, I was over angry. I say, when I go for kill we are. Me even go on hunger strike and jail for 3 days and eat. I say, let them see what crime will commit. Wait for treat me this way. Oh no, they get access. I tell them, I say, who do bad? They know they kill motor and they do anything in the wrong. They know they thief, the armed robbers, the rapists are outside. What if me and Paulo do no for even she will save? At the first 30 days, the first 1 month, if the Paulo did not do, maybe the inside cell, he come out 30 minutes for can't see like I take the pass. Me put in a cell, no issue for 30 days. We not ever get chance for you say password Tawa again. I say why I not for see Paulo? Because I was worried. He worried about me, worried about him. Me they change me again from cell 17 to cell 16. Then just the movie. Then they search me every morning and night. Then they search me every morning and night, and they can't in open cells and the net. Would they in isolation? They can't search me. They scatter out in there like any common criminal. Then the brother do them say go inside back the lock, go inside back the camp. That is daily routine. Then they search you and make complaint. I say, "Bo, what did they go and do? We don't get access for go outside. Nobody can hear. We all they can't search you again. What will they count now? They can't return. They even go set phone and new cell. No one inside. They can't set phone inside. They say, me, that's what's the full phone. Me did not do. Imagine to that level. Somebody sleep that cell overflow toilet. They not change the cell. They not count them to me. All that 2 empty cell in day. They not put another cell in day. They allow Paulo for sleep inside. In cell with overflow toilets. We face all these things inside jail.
They take a break, okay? They come right back.
Them say then they fix thing, them make we wait. From where them born we dey no more, we dey wait. Just dey wait. Government they come and go and left we pan the big debate. Another generation don't come meet we pan the way. Welcome to the way. You will still no say na boom bamboo you late. You late. Even though man them I chair pan altin. When I say altin I mean altin. All these in them where they happen na the country. We cherry I pan altin. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Do ya una no left hand bagbati back take. Una leg go be your body. Body man they no begin them bagbati. They don't begin them bagbati. Now so then go left back and sabi time done then fail with your body. All man don't stand at his attention. All man want make impression. But see me go say, watch me back, look how I becky decky.
Now welcome back. So obviously there's so many challenges then when I go through. Many go ask during that time period how you able for waiting have been the coping mechanism where you been used or put in place for the as you they spend days in, days out, and 6 months later before finally God make a way for now you come out. How you be waiting have been the coping mechanism or waiting be help you for now you stay strong during such challenging time?
Well, in the first place, I've been get strong faith in God. Then I knew I didn't commit a crime. We make I forget that treatment. And I've been believed say in the first place that God will make it like jail. Then that God will take me out of the jail. Secondly, I just overcome everything by myself. I know it was not easy. It was very difficult to be locked up 24 hours without seeing outside. You see your colleague inmates are out there playing football, running, doing sports. You are in there, inside cell. You don't get a chance to go and do. It was very difficult. I've been just there inside in the I exercise myself, the worker, then the clean from where I don't pray. Being a Muslim, I pray with Suda. I go work like 3 hours within the cell, inside the cell, small cell. And I work like there and just imagine I work out long distance, like 2-3 hours. We are done, I wash and go back. We are tired, I sit down. We are done for 32 days. It was very difficult. Then for 6 months, we are in isolation. As I return so up till date, now I'm not able to release them the more I mean now because that one place, one great place where I be for 6 months. I don't get to exercise, I don't get just narrow place. I come out at the battle to be helped, release them. Because I don't get access for work and go far.
I know say you be
it just take a strong person. When a soldier man, I behave like a military man, I've gone through I've gone through difficulties for what I face in jail. I don't ever face them, even during the war. I don't ever face that kind of thing. I don't ever did. Like, I don't imagine, even when I read this in my book, then tell them, they even Mandela not treated like how they treat you in jail. You know, even I was deprived, even to be lawyers. Me, even court, the general of prison, I go to court at Joseph Lamboy with his team. Me, I go to the concern that court to me lawyer and say, well, the lawyer get the court and say, they for treat me like any other inmate. The DG say no, it deny me, they hold the court order, they not ever give me access. We will not get access to nothing, we been they complete incommunicado. The other made them get television up, then brought put opposite television. We'll talk to the DG say, well, the Ferrari will buy for me. Now we buy for himself. I can quote and unquote the DG Joseph Lamboy. He tell me say no. They say we know the user. We say what happen, say orders from above. So then they go cancel you next. We read so many we been there completing incommunicado, even to be lawyer. Me I go jail, take more jail, me lawyer no access for TV. They write all kind of letter. All kind of letter write. I get duplicates of them all. Write 11 letters in different areas. I'm not ever get to them. That's who court. And by law they say every inmate get chance to get a legal visit 2 times a week. You will get a chance for a lawyer to come visit you at jail 2 times a week. Sometimes they like come at any time, but we have been deprived of all that. Me in particular, we don't defense lawyer not ever go see me come and jail. That's to meet up like court.
You be able to get like reading material at least when are they able for read?
When we go first, we have been deprived totally entirely. We ask them, say no, anything we ask for, why are they in jail? They get for pass and say pass through internal affairs. It take a time before we get access to book. Even the book they go better, so book they all and they listen to me. The people go ask. Me, I've been telling God thank you. Now Paulo Koita, they them example book. We may take and listen book long to 2 to get throughout the jail. I don't have the book safe and need. Because imagine you just inside cell in isolation for all this while. I done the book inside 3 days. I don't have almost the whole book that I right now. Because now I know read. Now I read for give myself courage inside me. Now I read for give myself courage because I'm just focused on that book because I'm not saying when I spent 27 years plus in prison, I just want to know how you survive in prison, and that book helped me a lot. Where they go the dark days of home in Ireland, and they read them and they cram them and say, no, let me self-use like Nancy Mandela, and that helped me. I think I adopt some of the things I want to see we do like chill. Myself adopt them inside myself, like that walking in the morning for 2-3 hours. Then I read that for Mandela book. Myself I adopt them. Waking up in the morning, I go work at 3 hours inside myself. Me one.
I wonder we talk a little bit about Major retired Paulo. I get a wonderful, beautiful daughter we care so much and we have been on get the opportunity for interviewing at this platform. How it they cope or waiting at your coping mechanism, how you able for help in life during the time when you self been there under lockdown?
Well, it's not easy, like for especially somebody like him, ever gets difficulties, face that kind of thing and they ever in life. You don't serve in country honestly, being the Minister of Defense, being the Minister of Internal Affairs, being the CEO of Ebola, then government change. Honorably serve the nation, you go abroad and come back, you see, they come for answer to the Commission of Inquiry. He was called by the president, say, can assist you for job. If a mistake that they say is a honest mistake, they're not catch up to weapon. He go hand over and say, left now, let me go answer to the president in call. Naturally, the laws of Sierra Leone say if somebody not licensing weapon at all, they catch out to weapon. If you go and quote the Small Arms Law, Article 20 to 24, and read them, say if they catch person with small arms, which were pistol, namely, na public, you don't license. If the person need to criminal at all, now 5 million in the fine or the jail 1 year. Or the person then the fine 5 million, then jail can be both. But that both punishment can be for the hardcore criminals. We don't know say that they armed robber, they kill your weapon, they can jail them and fine them. But somebody like Paulo Conte having a pistol, licensed pistol, for God's sake, not to unlawful possession of arms and ammunition, because the pistol license. When I change from unlawful possession of arms and ammunition to treason, just because of political vision, they want death the man. At the end of the day, then jail the man. Let me tell you one thing back by the laws of Salon. Anybody who ever commits crime, last you ever commit crime, now you commit a crime, we go to concurrent and jail to sentence you and concurrent in the queue. But Paulo was sentenced in consecutive. So if even Paulo will commit a crime, you don't ever commit crime, like concurrent in the crime. But they sentenced Paulo consecutive just because they don't miss up at the prison where the man killer for, they don't say the small arms, they don't get nothing in sentence consecutive, meaning in a maximum sentence than 2 years. It will not be easy for we all because the way Paulo come out court, where they go sentence him, by the second time I cry at jail. I say, Usai Salon they go. I'm not crying because they sentence Paulo, but I cry and say, Usai Salon they head for. Because I'm sure government will change in 2023. Are we going to see again another ministers going to jail again? Because the SLPP they rule like say they know the common power. Then they rule like say they get for their power. No, say they know whole Paulo Conte today. Paulo Conte is suffering innocently in a jail. But today, like, in 1 dollar in isolation, nobody will be there that when I was 6, till we left for 4, till 11 and 3, so then in 1 left at the jail. It's very difficult. In an isolation, now in 1 did it now. Now God knows what they do and day. Now God knows how they cope. Because even though we did it with 6, Sometimes they, maybe they get facing blood and we will encourage yourself, say, take them easy. That's soldier man. But I'll tell you, no matter how strong, sometimes the jail will hit you. Especially the way that in one left, out of 6 people left, when I left, say in one not left, he is suffering for a crime, will not commit. He is suffering innocently as a Sierra Leonean. But I cried that day as a who says alone the head for. Because if Paulo was a former minister, they would teach us so. If the government change, the PC we will continue so as a nation. I said tears. Now in the Paulo system say, hey, I say no. I'm not crying today because they sentence you. I'm crying because I see which how would they go as a nation. If the SLPP, the president can look at Paulo and sit down. They don't say what they do is that just mere advantage just because the PC is an APC man. So they punish for this team. I'm telling you this. The two committee God with sincerity. If Paulo Koita was not an APC, they never be ever do that. Yes. When they go to court, put in trial, when the defense team active, the policeman MKLU again. Say the man the first interview now lock weapon, second weapon, third weapon, fourth weapon. Say come to the fifth. Just on a pull prison. They say the law department is in charge of prison. A single man for commit treason. A single man today. Paulo and no say this today. They hold up because one man a soldier, but I know say it's very difficult for him because now he's alone. Nobody know they for get courage. We believe that they encourage yourself all this suffer the pain, but at least we look all this them together, encourage yourself. If you can't do it time, if you be say jail and supposed to go, they will look in time. We will for the day until the time done. But today I tell you say is there in a very difficult condition, in a very difficult mood. One man in jail is very difficult. We look in the Mandela rule. He say no one should stay in isolation for more than 48 hours. He say no one should be in solitary confinement for more than 24 hours. Check the Mandela rule. That's what he say. Why would they not chill now? In an isolation. In one. You know, the nobody will keep time with. What would they today? God don't pull you in one left. Not really difficult. But if I miss yourself, for the moment I will feel them. Because now in one day, the one isolation center, it was 6 cells. They occupy people and now in one day, only 6 cells a day. It's very tough and difficult. That I can tell you for truth.
We'll take a break. We'll come right back.
Them say then they fixed in them make we wait. From where them born we dey no more, we dey wait. Just dey wait. Government they come and go and left we pan the big debate. Another generation don't come meet we pan the way. Welcome to the way. You will still no say na boom bamboo you late. You late. Even though man them I chair pan ultin. When I say ultin I mean ultin. All this in them where they happen na the country. We cherry I pan ultin. Holy man they no begin them babati. They don't begin them babati.
You know, welcome back. For many, we know him prior to him being incarcerated, and you being there physically with him. Many been they say like he lost a lot of weight. Is that true?
Well, yes, a little bit. He lost weight because nobody expect say the man they go jail at an age 63 years. The man not commit treason even the age 20, age 30. Paulo is 63 years old now. Not like me. Not like Darami. At his age, if you go jail, you look at Sebo, I don't think from a young one, and the old one that can jail and not commit crime, not to person that kill, not to say that do, not to say that get weapon, we are not licensed. Those I go state house and smuggle for go state house. I was called by the president to go render honest service. And I can tell you, the somebody that got Paulo, so many people have done the party and say, if I no go now, they won't get trouble. But I say no. If I no go, they go say, now they will politicize them. I will go and give my best again for the country. He don't go for work for APC, SLP. He go for work for a country. He was called by the president. I'm sure if not a police can reach out, the case not for even come inside state house, talkless for police, talkless for Paulo and jail. He lose weight a little bit because one, You know they eat the food, the young food we even get in house. That is very clear. You know they sleep like burial and sleep. That is very clear. You know sleep to the time you want sleep. I can tell you the minimum lock we get in jail na 14 hours. That are the minimum lock you will lock in jail na 14 hours. But at all times 16, 17 hours, they don't gaze you. So that my body no go ever fine. You lose weight a little bit. Although the type of exercise, type of press up inside the sit-up, but that is not enough. That is not enough. I can tell you. It leaves with small.
Before I open the phone line, I want to talk about another very sad, dark day for we nation, where some go they call and say the Pademba Road massacre, the Pademba Road riots, whatever suits Sierra Leonean best. Wherever you know and touch, don't touch. But if you can give you a picture of that day, when many Sierra Leoneans them been worried, sick for all Sierra Leoneans who been there, nada prison day, but especially with inner way then they put on the quote unquote political prisoners, because there was a lot of stuff going around saying some they say maybe sometime in been get killed, some they say they don't transfer now to the provinces, so many he say she say. What was that day like for you and Miss retired Major Palo and all the other prisoners them where they find themselves inside Pademba Road? The first thing we want to ask, is it really true that there was a set planned for prisoners them for quote unquote riot, or is that a false statement given by I don't know X, Y, and Z for make we had school? I not even know I'm lost for words. So wherever you want to touch, where you feel comfortable, you can. For now, we get kind of like gets a better picture, or for able for imagine what waiting in a go through that day, because all we could do was worried and just imagine, but we not really know waiting in our face. You know, the emotional, the physical, we don't know. So wherever you feel comfortable, if you don't feel comfortable, we can skip that, so we go to another question.
I just want to tell me listeners them I don't get so many calls even from you about that Pademba Road business. But I have the story. I say the untold truth. I want to make a whole program again, because
Yeah.
if I continue to talk about it, we're not going to end up. I want to get a whole program when I just that so they can talk about.
Okay.
We will tell you and the listeners them. Everybody will know exactly. It's a very sad moment for us. It's a very sad moment for the whole country, because by the time I unlatched that day, and I make a name up by myself, say the untold truth. What went wrong?
Fair enough. Can you hear me? Seem like your device they get some issue, connection issue. All right. In a patient with small, it look like they get some issue with the camera right back. Are you there, Mr. Koita?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you there?
Let me just come. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Wonderful. Come on in. I know so you've been there. Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to get a time, a comfortable time.
Yes.
We will do program on that. Okay. I don't want just come just pinch. Say I took this and left this. I want to unlast everything.
Okay.
Because if you want to something, you get to go to the cause. Why it happens. The only thing I will tell Sierra Leone and them, there was no plan by the inmate to say we'll get this day to them and plant them for riot. But I don't want just pinch because it's not going to be interesting. I want to get the whole program so I can tell the world and the nation, everybody will know exactly what went wrong, why it happened.
Now, why don't we talk a little bit about the condition of Pademba Road, because this is not something where even Mr. Omar Fofana don't make talk about, and some other journalists they don't make a program on that. The condition where also na a topic where I get for I've been tell Mr. Jesmet Suma about a month or two ago. So we'll get a specific program for that. So even prisoners them get right under their own how you call their own rights set forth by the constitution, how them for be cared for in terms of them environment. In the example we give about Major retired Major Paulo, wherein even they cannot like dive in your own feces, unfortunately, from what you use the submission that is obviously a no. So what is Pademba Road like in terms of the smell, the appearance, the food, the meal? Give us an idea of what Pademba Road looks
Let me
like.
tell you something. Pademba Road, there's nothing good home to talk about. Pademba Road prison, then just say correctional center. Let me tell you, see, sometimes the prison is a better pass correctional center. Even the jail, now just something like 17 cells, and they get also be day classing for politicians and other people like. Then they get small self-contained cell. But before you use that self-contained toilet, they use the stool, they pour in the queue, because it's very, very, very uncomfortable for use. As I tell you, Pademba Road no get toilets. People go toilets, sleep here in toilets, then go build them toilets to all out their hand, work like nearly 100 meters, go to another side and call and go to pits, go dump inside it. The jailman and the PC like slaves. Now Don Bosco go dig toilet and they're not even roof and now the older number go see when all the students when I toilet they look at themselves like slaves. They don't get time for wash. They all the tap like no naked. They tap so man get buckets right looking at themselves like the wash like slaves. The food nothing no they were good the food you know they talk about the food. When you go to jail, you get people call them kettle they not get food. The food small. They will give them empty bread. I cannot, if I imagine I can just bust tears. Because I know nothing in the field inside. I mean a part of me don't go inside the food. You cannot imagine. Even the hunger and a bay, then food better pass the children inside. If they cook better live for you, if you see them. You can imagine if not this world they live. If they cook grass soup, if you see them, you know, it's very horrible. I'm not getting nothing good for talk about. It's very horrible. That tune I can say without fear of people. Nobody's watching. We get so company call themselves human rights. We go like call Amnesty. Nobody's checking. People don't say they call say prison foundation, prison watch. Then they go check how jailman live inside the condition. It's unimaginable. I know they will explain. Any I took for the explanation. I know they will explain about the food. No. Not if nothing. I don't want to talk about that. I know if you want to imagine nothing and what are the sea inside, I don't want to imagine them.
So the one that we not been there in our own situation, we not been there, then they give them the opportunity for come outside of their cell on a daily basis.
Yeah, then they come out every go they open from 7 o'clock, then they open jail, then get the field and go play ball, you go there outside in the Wakwaka, then they come to themselves, you go come on a block, go to a company, then get outside for exercise a little bit, go jog in the field, go play football, till by 5 o'clock, then the lock jail. We been there, we been there lock, but by 5, jail the lock. Which will be the crime for? Me and Pablo say, well, if we not go set like field, tell them and the law secretary for come out inside cell, or work at the long corridor, or go out at least, but we don't get an opportunity. We been there jail inside jail. They can them fence the place. They take 6 cells them. They can block and fence and seal them up. Not jail man in the Sudanese will come in jail man. They fence and jail inside jail. That's been part of the country wrong. I imagine it will take like over 1 month. The first day for that on one side, Rabbi they need a field, then they run. When Rabbi set eyes on me, well, 2 boys cry because he cried. I know he will hold me tears. We just issue hand up, I give me hand, he said, give me hand. You don't hold in tears, Mr. Hold me tears. About no even look we, or you never look we, anything look we, who bother tell all the time for what I feel in the first cry. So you can't tell me about really see that again. We just sit down because anything else we say, we don't even talk. All man is just break down to tears. It was tough, but we been bear them up. We take them in good faith as a soldiers, we remain soldiers, then we just encourage yourself. But it will not be easy.
From your submission, many they put in the category of being a political prisoner. Do you consider yourself as such?
Well, I don't consider myself as political prisoner. At first, they treat me like me that the worst criminals. I say even that one the way they call Jadama Power kill 3 people. The way we go to jail, they get privilege. Me and Paulo we be say, we not even know see go Panama road. We not get privilege. Because political prisoner, you can't go there, you treat them like a politician, like somebody who they can't take government tomorrow. These are the countries, see the people where they serve, the forces, behaving like politicians, then they challenge me. In fact, they go talk what they will go say against me in the soccer, but you will bear them up. This from the CID, come to the jail, you will see they talk all kind of word. But we bear them up, we've never been treated like political prisoners. Because if they've been treated so, they don't go put you in a cell, in a solitary confinement, either for put you in isolation. No.
Would they take a break and then I don't send the numbers them if anybody get question or comment for you, and then I will play some audio then too. We'll talk a little bit about before we go. Thank you.
Imagine Gambia is a very poor country. Let's face the facts. Countries like Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Liberia, these countries are great. They're endowed with natural resources. In the context of gold, diamond, bauxite, chromite, iron ore, even petroleum. But imagine the wars they fought for years. Go back and see. It has retarded all what they've gained over the years. In other words, give them a very serious setback. And Gambia is a very poor country. We cannot afford to allow conflict in this country. It is not in our collective interest.
Yeah. Sorry, I would like to. I want to know what can you do as your role to unite the political leaders in the Gambia? Because as you see, most of the political leaders in the Gambia, some of them are into this tribalism, as you said. So, what is your role, and what will be your greatest advice that you can put across to them?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's a concerted effort. Yeah. Not an individual effort. My views, your views should be very resonant and very direct to the point. If this is a view shared by all of us to say we would like to see us working together as a nation, let's look at this. Look at it in this way: Gambia is all Gambians. Period. Politics aside, tribalism aside, and that is the major message, in my opinion, we should filter down. If this is something embraced by every Gambian, alone we cannot do it. But we can always make the clarion call to say, let's not do it. Why? We've seen it from other countries. It went the other way. In other words, it degenerated into a conflict situation of unprecedented proportion. So Gambia, in my opinion, we should not avoid. We should not allow that to happen.
Thank you. You are watching VM International TV, and welcome. Earlier today, CDS Drame met the governor of West Coast Region, Lamin Sane, concerning about how to maintain peace and stability in the Gambia. He addressed the people and the nation that peace is life and conflict will only divide us as Gambians and nothing else. He added by saying there is no room for tribalism in the Gambia. Gambia is a small country. Let's maintain peace, love and stability.
Nobody would emerge as a winner if there's a problem in this country. All of us stands to lose, including my very side. We are talking out of experience. We've served in conflict-ridden countries. We've seen the repercussions of conflict. Conflict comes with a lot of repercussion. In Israel, usually always, there's wanton destruction to lives and properties. In Israel, there's what we call vicious circle. In Israel, there's what we call deferred animosity. Although people can forgive, but they cannot forget. It's a natural instinct. You guys basically as journalists, usually always having drawn useful lessons from other conflict situations across the world. What is the main cause of conflicts in Africa? One of the main causes is tribalism, nepotism, and other forms. But mostly in Africa, tribal sentiments is the main cause of conflict in Africa. In Rwanda, within 3 months, within the span of 3 months, over 800,000 lives were perished. Those were the lives accounted for. Imagine those who died unaccounted for. And again, what was the cause of that war, civil war in Rwanda? Is tribal sentiment. Hutu, Tutsi. You ask yourself, what is the importance? Within 90 days, over 800,000 lives got perished. In Sierra Leone, even though it could perhaps be attributed to bad governance, but again, one of the underlying causes is tribal sentiments. In Liberia, tribal sentiment. In Cote d'Ivoire, tribal sentiment. The list would go on and on. Research were done, and they came to a conclusion. Most of the causes of conflict in Africa is as a result of tribal sentiment. Drawing that into the Gambia context, relationships are so interwoven. Our relationships are so interwoven. Why should we, as Gambians, allow tribal sentiment to creep into the fabric of this fine institution, or fine nation? Let me be very clear. No individual tribe stands to win if there is a conflict. All of us would be a loser. I'm talking out of experience, either directly or indirectly. Everybody is going to be a loser. There's nobody would emerge as a winner. Nobody would emerge as a winner. Virtually everyone is going to be a loser, directly or indirectly. So we have a choice to make. Gambia, by the very size of Gambia, by the very nature of Gambia, we're all interrelated, directly or indirectly, through intermarriages. So then, let's ask ourselves this question. What is the rationale to advance tribal sentiment? What do we gain out of that? Let me ask you this question. You are the peace ambassadors. Let's give peace a start. Politics should not divide us. Tribal sentiment should not be encouraged, but rather should be condemned. They're all peace-loving Gambians. That's my strong message I want to share with you.
Well, sir, you as the CDS of the Gambian National Army, an army as an institution, what are you doing to make sure that you curb, tribalism in the country?
If you look at it, I've been going around the country. I've engaged my troops. The essence of my trip is to see the working and living conditions of troops under my command. Equally use that moment, perhaps, to put across or use the platform to share with them my perspective as to what I expect from each and every one of them. And the perspective is such a wide perspective. How do we reorganize and restructure the armed forces? And what individually and collectively we can play to advance that agenda as a team. Because in my strong view, it's a teamwork. I may have the vision, I may have all the plans, but again, it requires concerted efforts and synergy of efforts. Meaning every single members of the armed forces, we have a role to play. And together I want to believe we can advance our collective agenda together. Now, on the issue of peace and security, I've engaged governors, regional governors, members of the other security apparatus across the country, and other stakeholders. My message is the same message. How do we collectively work together to advance the agenda of peace and security in this country? Like I mentioned earlier on, it is in our collective best interest, as individuals, as institutions, as a nation, as a region, that we all work together to advance the culture of peace and tolerance. Because why? We all stand to gain together. And nobody would emerge as a winner if there's a conflict in this country. And one way we can do that, we must be very accommodating. We must be tolerant. And of course, we should see ourselves as Gambian. And Gambia for all Gambians. That's my stake. Because I'm talking out of experience. I've seen the repercussions of conflict, not hearsay. Meaning I've...
Now, welcome back, and I thank you for your patience. Mr. Koita, there was another powerful image of you when you come back, when you've been released from the maximum Pademba Road prison, where I think saying a beautiful message for many Sierra Leonean. That picture there, you be there with another brother of ours, when a Sierra Leonean, where obviously in SEFNA opposite political party as that of yours, we happen to be a member of the Sierra Leone People's Party. And what does that say to us? From me, from your perception point of view, is that regardless of waiting you go through there, say you're not gonna blame all Sierra Leone People's Party member. You're not gonna say all these people them, now this administration are them bad. So that's what I got from that. I don't know waiting I be your take on that, or waiting I be the message where you be try forgive the world. So come back in on that, sir.
That picture.
Yes. The reason why I asked that, many people
Well, in the first place,
yeah. What's
I know. In the first place,
yeah.
not to everybody when I accept people in support within them they do to me. I can always talk on your message and say, we get a well-meaning Sierra from all the political parties there. Most when I accept people, we don't ever support what this government they do to people there. Because in the first place, not in the advantage, they no say what's happening, enough for happen. So then I just people like just they think like we, they no say that's alone for move forward, not to police can reach on. That's one possible way. I don't know I caught up with Sam. He always tell me saying I'm a strong follower. If they listen me, most as in the SLPP, they listen to them, then it is me so much. Even when I get trouble, he will always stand and pray for me. So when you see me for the first day, we know that the Koita and God so do I will not arrange them. We wear the green polo, we wear the red polo.
Yeah, with the you.
They identify me.
Yeah, go ahead with the you.
See, all this while I was praying for you. He says, so please, I want to get a shot. As a Sierra Leonean, I always be positive. I don't believe in dividing rule. I don't believe in tribal lines. I don't believe in for say just this me politics in just me color. As far as you as somebody positive minded, you think Sierra Leone, you don't think you party, you think Sierra Leone, you don't think your interest. Well, I always work with you. Then we get a shot. I'm sure we go viral. People will say yes. If we go for build Sierra Leone, we go for big Sierra Leone without a region, Sierra Leone without tribes, Sierra Leone without political party, because we don't go beyond that level now. Because one region, one tribe, one political party, you need to develop Salone.
Wonderful.
So that might be just the message I answer people and say, even though I don't go 6 months jail, I don't go target everybody in ISLPP. I don't go target everybody saying that all my ISLPP I will hate. Because I don't say there are so many people in ISLPP who don't ever like what's in the happens what's in this country. They don't like what in the sitting government they do to people them, especially the APC people them. You get them so many who they condemn the act, they condemn what they do. So if you meet up with them people and who they think Sierra Leone, you get to embrace that person because and now we will develop this country.
I want to take this opportunity again, as this platform always speak on national cohesion, always speak on oneness, always frown against tribalism, always frown against anything with design for bring we apart, a joint voice with we get a call. 1 second. 1 second, caller. I join voice with Mr. Koita, and for remind we of we responsibility as Sierra Leonean always. We also get responsibility, and the responsibility is to always see that we do things we go benefit we, and despite a ugly experience, it still come out and no say Salon is bigger than us. And I take this opportunity again for encourage we as a nation. I get a brilliant audio too. I go playing at this before we end, where now from another brother of us from the south, where it remind we as Sierra Leonean. No, we're not allowed anybody for divide we. So whether it's this government, the next one, or any future one, or the past, no, we're not allowed that. No, we always find somewhere in our hearts for forgive. No, we not get grudge or hate, because I can always say, like how the saying go, vengeance is not for us but for the Almighty God. And now we continue for build a better mama salon, and not go only lies na the if we government and they fail we responsibility. Like I can always say, no, we look right, we look left. There's I have a friend, a best friend, where they in Italy, we happen to be Mende. She's of course from Sierra Leone People's Party, but does that mean that for Hatam I get APC friends same as well, NGCC for C. So there's a lot of good people then when I'm in there. We happen to be Sierra Leoneans. There's a lot of great people then back when I SFPP we happen to be Sierra Leonean. So now we judge by individual base, but not as a whole. Like how I can always condemn those who go say, oh, these political party are terrorists. Even today I was attacked on a forum where the person say they always interview in terrorist political party people them. I find it to be very painful, very degrading and demeaning. But all that again, I can always say the example starts with the head. If the head decide for categorize or label certain political party as such, then of course it's the supporters of that party go feel say it is okay to label everybody. Even me now, when they do my job now, while they send out flyer, I'm subjected to abuse. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way. So now we always try for take the highway and ignore anything where is designed for puts we down, or for say try for divide we as a nation. Now answer the call and then we go continue with the interview. Salon for All, Voice for All, Network Television. Kindly identify yourself. Who side the call from, please? Welcome.
Yes, Ms. Khadija. Good evening, good afternoon.
Hi, Mr. Mohammed. Welcome,
yes,
sir. Yeah, for the one that will not know, you side the call from, and what's your name?
Well, me, Mr. Mohammed Sisi, call from Maryland.
Yeah.
This interview, like I said, you always echo with the most touching issue that really affects the nation. I want to thank you for that. I want to pray that God give you the strength and the courage for continue, because you are very perseverance. It's very emotional. It's very touching. I just want to ask Mr. Koita.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to ask her if he, with all what he undergo, if he still believe in the civil society of Sierra Leone, the organization that we responsible for protect we citizens and their rights, we for stand up for we for we for talk true to government, we for talk true to power without any favor or fear. I want to ask her if he still gets faith in any of them organizations today. Then I want also ask him, because I admire courage and zeal, if this particular regime, this particular dispensation, they don't succeed for able to subdue the citizen of that nation, if the power regime don't really succeed for subdue and for hold down the institution, the way for talk for the people, or they don't succeed with all this fear, with all this thing they don't undergo, if they don't really succeed for letting them able to subdue the people and the organization and the institution, the way for support and protect the people and rights that are country. And if you still believe the judicial system of that country.
Thank you so much, sir. You want to hold on, sir? You want to hold on, Mr. Mohammed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. So you be really all in question, eh?
Everyone and Mutam.
Okay.
In the first place, I will start for address with the civil society, the whole gets. In the first place, I want this I make an appeal now to the world, the one the way they support the civil society organization. But I want to tell them, say, for today, we not get civil society in this country. Because every civil society we've been there, they all don't attach themselves to the political party, to the ruling party. Meaning they are not even seeing what is happening. They know they not stand for the truth. I can tell this is one of the experiences we get at jail, where we get the human rights people that say they go friend with, where we make a complaint like that to us, a Paulo in cell be overflow with toilet. In their report, where they write, they not mention and they don't write good things there. See how they go in a danger society. We are in, even the human rights people left. Most of the money they take, huge money they pay them, they not even get integrity. They're not credible again. For God's sake, we all know say if you see yourself in the work, like I can tell you, between 1996 to 2007, because I think Pakaba was not sister, I don't like to talk tribal anyway. But then you see them do the work just when they talk, they bought at Pakaba in time. Where Ernest Rumakam, when they say how they do campaign for good governance in the church, but see now say nobody is talking the church, but where are they? Where are the Marcela Sambas? Where other people in the talk? You see them all over particulars today. So me in particular, and I talk without favor or fear, I have no trust and confidence in the civil society organization and continue to human rights organization. None of that get confidence in. Secondly, you may write for say the government does succeed for monopolize the institution the way they could be professional, where they could be independent. Because like I will quote the police, I will quote the judiciary, I will quote the other the human rights organization, they all don't become they don't monopolize them, meaning nobody says this is wrong. Nobody they talk say no, me no they do this work, this is more. They talk that then they do the dirty job. They are doing the dirty job. But I just want to tell about saying some of we know a lot for us for us subdue to intimidation. Then they couldn't lock me up or this while they do an appeal say if I can, I'll keep quiet. But we don't say for turn the voice of the voiceless. Me no go be part of the one the way they subdue. Me no go be part of that the way they say them for keep quiet. No, we the take salute the force and we will continue to talk with this country. The last one talk about the judiciary, I can tell you, my brother, it gets now less than 1% of the judiciary. If you talk about just 1%, 99% of them, nothing know the way we talk about them. Even the legal aid board, when they become big, they pay them big money to go to that for people in the court. I can tell you, we get flowing in that room. They not spend 4 years, 5 years, they play na divine without indictment for can court. When they send the trial, so they know the 2 years, they don't ever can court. So then they go court, you know, the thing that is too much. So for me, we get a big one for the public security sector and the judiciary. If I'm looking for people, the security sector and the judiciary, and they will go for the property.
Thank you. You got any additional question, Mr. Mohammed?
Yes. My additional question is, I admire this man in courage so much. I really are concerned because Mr. Khadija yourself know say are concerned about Mr. Paolo Conte. I really want to give me just let give me another for Siam. Let's at least tell me the state of mind of Mr. Paolo right now. Let just allow with fear, with concern. Is Paolo broken down right now, or is he still courageous like how he indicates and look like? Because this guy has undergone a lot. I want to really give you just a preview of the state of mind of Paolo Conte.
Okay. Okay. So hold on. Okay. So if you want, you don't have to, but whatever you want, touch for just kind of like, is he?
Yeah. Well,
is he okay?
I can just tell the listeners out there that he's okay. He's okay. The time will be okay because nobody know the okay is at jail. The time will be okay, meaning he was not being tortured, not beat him. They didn't beat him that Friday. Don't let him in the lock him up for 15, 16 hours. That I can tell anybody. But like Saturday, Sunday, then lock jail 4 o'clock. So he go in at jail for 16, 17 hours. The other days, then they go lock jail maybe 5 o'clock as they want. But just that boy, the day, okay, they try to make himself fine as a former military man. But one to for mindful again, Paulo not a young boy, not a young man like me, he's 63 years now. So that too for only takes to consideration is 63 years now. Consider his age, in service we don't render now at the old age for good jail. You know, we'll be 100% okay, but the time will be fine. The whole thing is we all conspire as a nation. We're then looking to in case a reverse in sentence and can't do within the law say by law. I know if they didn't commit that crime, let them find him, but he will never be okay for now because in one don't left in jail. All we need to do is 6. Then the lock we up, we look like we all don't make fun together, at least one courage yourself for now. Now in one day. So psychologically, he's tortured because now you know nobody will courage and pass courage himself. It's in a very difficult moment for now. Because today, if you want to discourage me, we'll go meet him, or me and we'll go talk to about, we'll go make fun, we'll play card together, we'll play snake and leather. You know, we will not be not like in the snake and leather, we'll play, I think we'll play draft, we'll say, but now you want. So imagine all the things that they replace him, I will be that I do for me one dollar left. You know, it's not easy for them. I know it's not easy, but I know no more. A soldier, like a fighter, they make time for make themselves strong.
Yeah, any additional questions, sir?
Well, Ms. Khadija, I thank you back for giving me this privilege at me.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask Mr. Koita if he really concerned for his safety right now because
yeah.
now we're full of courage.
Yeah, would they touch that in would they touch that in a little bit because I get a critical question for him where I'm present to him.
And I want to tell we if there's any formidable hope for let's salon people and stand up for the right when come 2023. If there's any future for any political party where we can change this paradigm for this country they go through. So
wonderful. So I will make sure I ask those other 2, or if you want to wait, hold on 1 second. But one of which you can just go ahead and continue for watch because I want to bring another critical question for him. If you get additional, you go call back there. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you always. Mr. Koita, go ahead and put your face down a little bit so we'll see your face. It's been kind of like buried back a little bit. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, so he asked some critical question, and that was the next one where I want to go to next. As we know, I can say the social media is powerful and it's positive if we use them for the right reason. It's also negative if we use them for the wrong reasons. So similarly, earlier this year, you've been getting some threats. At the end of the threats, you've been getting incarcerated for X amount of a month, way total of 6 months. You come back out, you still they use the audio them just like every other citizen, whether it's SLPP, C4C, NGC, APC. Yet you don't begin get another threat, another one now we're more critical, where we go continue for looking to where the person in a exchange in I call on text, the person they threaten say they go kill you this time around. I want you to tell the world what is that about? What to make? Do you know that person? Why it makes such threats? Please give me the intro of that, sir. If not be audio for
well, in the first place, naturally,
yeah. Maybe I go put on this.
I know. People they know. I know. See this I can put on specifically and I put on categorically say. I know say for today, inside the salon politics, inside the media, there's something as one of the biggest threats. And I can tell you, listeners, even when the parliament thing happened, they face me, they say if it was night, if I'm just killing and would he be in a street. We'll talk of that in detail. We'll come to the time to talk about the jailbreak. And when they hold me, then go to see people there. These are certain people from the forces, both the police and the military. They say go talk back now and see them make say Sabi all team. Oh no, so that I will die. Then even because they don't say I don't give my life to this nation since I was 18 years. I have no regrets in whatever I do. I don't consult my family. I tell them, see, this like fight, just like what they decide for Ghana, the army, fight for this nation. That's why I don't decide back for Ghana politics and genuine fight. I don't fight because of political party interest. I fight because of I will not see this way that happens. So they all good people alone. Of course, I don't see me like that threat. I get multiple threats them every now and then. They will text me normal text. They will call me different number. They will chat and say you will kill you. They will text me family, which I know. But I'm prepared for that too. I don't go make afraid because I know the motive behind it. I will keep it quiet and say something that I not talk about. And the major example say I will expose the hidden truth. I will unact the thing they know and people know. In a little way, I will do it. So my life, naturally for now, I know it's not safe, but I'm prepared for whatever happens. I have no regret. If it happens, God will say, if it happens, it's happening for the right cause.
Would they pray that nothing bad will happen?
And I'm prepared for that. I make everything they give me threatening. When I see this a soldier again, attached to the presence of Lord. I really left from a sergeant, a staff sergeant, the commissioner and they said that jail you send to supply all the military, both equipment, fashion and uniform and weapons. And then he did it as a quartermaster. He engaged me in the text, say he then will eliminate me. That's the next target. You know how I'm saying our next plan is to eliminate you. And this is not a civilian. These are soldiers, serving soldiers. These are persons who attach to the president. Say they will eliminate me. And as I tell you, up to date, no action has been taken. No. If they brag again, if they go and make it, still the same text them. No action has been taken. I don't plan again to repeat and hold you again. This time I will talk about the military, specifically the leadership, because I know the same action. Up till now, and then still the same text remarks them. I get them every now and then. I don't see me life, not safe in that of the government. But I don't think that. I'm prepared for that. I don't say me God will see me through.
Amen. Amen. The other thing I want to talk with, because like I say, social media can be good, social media can be the opposite. Not no risk people begin in life if not to do the act. There's a young face where they go around social media say now because the mayhem now the Pademba Road saga. And when they go into the detail, is that a yes or no, or is that a false statement for that particular young man?
Which one? Who are young man specifically?
Where they put picture of and say na do they get then kill sorry na kill people in a Pademba Road. Is that a true or a lie?
The captain.
I think so. Now if young face, very young boy. Oh, that is fine. That is fine.
When we get to that, I don't want to say anything about them because all the parts of the story I will talk.
Right, okay. And then I will definitely send a picture.
I know what you mean, then the part of the story, so let's just keep that for
okay, good.
I will talk about the entire Pademba Road. I will tell you, I will call people, I will call names of people who committed, who, I tell God, keep on participating not substantive in fact, I can't talk now. So we don't forget the whole program because if I begin to come, I will not pinch. I just, for anybody I talk about, I will talk in detail of her.
Okay, wonderful. Fair enough. Wow. Okay. Will you take a quick break back and come back? Lost for words.
A president's words have the power to move markets. They can start wars or broker peace. They can summon our better angels or awaken our worst instincts. You simply cannot fake your way through this job. As I've said before, being president doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are.
There was a former Undersecretary of Defense who was invited to give a speech at a large conference, about 1,000 people. And he was standing on the stage with his cup of coffee and a styrofoam cup, giving his prepared remarks with his PowerPoint behind him. And he took a sip of his coffee and he smiled and he looked down at the coffee and then he went off script and he said, you know, last year I spoke at this exact same conference. Last year I was still the undersecretary. And when I spoke here last year, they flew me here business class. And when I arrived at the airport, there was somebody waiting for me to take me to my hotel. And they took me to my hotel and they had already checked me in and they just took me up to my room. And the next morning I came downstairs and there was someone waiting in the lobby to greet me and they drove me to this here same venue. They took me through the back entrance and took me into the green room and handed me a cup of coffee in a beautiful ceramic cup. He says, I'm no longer the undersecretary. I flew here coach. I took a taxi to my hotel and I checked myself in. When I came down the lobby this morning, I took another taxi to this venue. I came in the front door and found my way backstage, and when I asked someone, do you have any coffee? He pointed to the coffee machine in the corner, and I poured myself a cup of coffee into this here styrofoam cup. He says the lesson is, the ceramic cup was never meant for me. It was meant for the position I held. I deserve a styrofoam cup. Remember this. As you gain fame, as you gain fortune, as you gain position and seniority, people will treat you better. They will hold doors open for you. They will get you a cup of tea and coffee without you even asking. They will call you sir and ma'am, and they will give you stuff. None of that stuff is meant for you. That stuff is meant for the position you hold. It is meant for the level that you have achieved of leader or success or whatever you want to call it. But you will always deserve a styrofoam cup. Remember that. Remember that lesson of humility and gratitude. You can accept all the free stuff. You can accept all the perks. Absolutely, you can enjoy them. But just be grateful for them and know that they're not for you. I remember getting off the Acela. I took the Acela from New York to Washington, D.C. And I got off the train like everybody else. And I was walking down the platform like everyone else. And I walked past General Nordy Schwartz, who used to be the Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, the head of the Air Force. And here I did, you see a guy in a suit, schlepping his own suitcase down the platform just like me. And just a couple months ago, he was flying on private jets and he had an entourage and other people carried his luggage. But he no longer held the position. And so now he got to drag his own suitcase. And never did it sort of remind me more that none of us deserve the perks that we get. We all deserve a styrofoam cup.
Now, welcome back, Mr. Koita, welcome back, sir. Another thing I want to share with we is one of the day back again we go mark as an history of in terms of salon. Before that, as a matter of fact, we did hear a lot of where the people that they go now, and I'm one of them where they speak against hate speech. But I believe, say, like how you say, if anything, now we do across board, wearing a fear for all. I want to play this, and I want to hear. I want to ask you for the question on that.
A brother always say I don't be Abdul Fonti of State House. Abdul Fonti, I get for writing resignation letter because I don't get all the detail but Abdul Fonti na iba. Like how that me kita. Abdul Fonti na you. Abdul Fonti. Abdul Fonti. Oh na you. I be give the message to civil blinded. Then mago gi Adebayo. Oh, so I don't get blackout. It is well. Una, also turn by the fire, una. But I can't say I don't think I say una craze. I don't come out from the level. I want to communicate to Abdul Fonti direct. SLPP young professionals, they are be small. Now relax, now override, go down to the level. I soon I don't say May 6 una they run down. What do you tuna? When they tell you na say not to jamba smoke about you, they weed una. We don't beat una good. May 6. We enter with una May 11. Then we are going for say for threats. For threatening people that are this country, we don't come up beyond far. We know they are level again. That nonsense one at the paso, that bang one at the paso. That guy and guy one at the paso, na get for lefa. Boku talk, una the lefa. Una go remember His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabiu. Una get from member for a long while. Una calculate your age number. No, una add up by 40 years. whether you guys like it or not. The 2023 na boku talk. No remember now na 2028 they can go. Whether you guys like it or not, but May 6. If we are fame, sabi ana me sabi people that kuna kri. I saw the title una. Una don't come on out pa honor. We don't come on out condition. Then we talk to una. The level una talk to we. That's so now we don't begin talk to una. No, you feel Abu Fanti. Just pray God say after the 3 days I the visiting office.
So the reason why I play this, there's so many audio that we'll always keep for reference and foresee how selective justice they go in a salon, and where like how you give the example, say certain civil society activists them, they don't be the this for a long time, but they're not step for say now we speak truth to power. If people like Madam Josephine Jackson, it continue, and many they look and say, hey, how that man they go declare for SLPP. But when you hear stuff like this, somebody in life in jeopardy, then obviously you can understand why it go get for take, because from what we understand, he was a journalist. Then all of a sudden he become a politician. So that is one. So again, like I say, if people like this woman and many other, there's so many ugly audio, we are not going on board. That's gonna be for another day. Where with the say there's a lot of instigation or instigating or threatening remarks of hurting the main opposition or whatever the case may be, but these people are going scot-free. Wherein in your own case, you use your video for educates the other people, that debunk messages them, bring truth to Sierra Leoneans, and they are holding you for say X, Y, and Z. So how does that make you feel when in a way that you see your fellow Sierra Leoneans then, because you not share the same, whether it's ideology or political party, then can say anything and go free. But in your own case, even when they try for, even though now they don't, now a different thing because they don't change them, they don't remove that, say everybody free for talk. But how does it make you, how it make you feel anyway before when you go to jail for this many go look and say now unfair reason why you go there? How does that make you feel? Come back in, sir.
Well, let me just come help you a little bit with about the selective justice. If Barry they listen me, I don't make so many audios about the selective justice. I remember specifically the first week of Josephine Jackson. Why I remember his parents say we get 23 of our members them when they arrest. During that day, when an APC the young campaign date, where then go attack just because you feel say na SLPP and in power. They arrest 23 people, including former Minister of State East, Kaba. They lock them up. They grab when at 16 years old. All time see the video viral when they hold the body, they torture them, chap and beef.
Yeah, Ibrahim Conte.
In one, Ibrahim Conte, and then take the said, they know able admit that and speak to. They take out in damage and clear on a pandemic road. The way he come out because of too much pressure, other things them. For when they go make statement that CID up till date, they're not going to be Jackson for caution or do anything up to date. Until date, they don't ever call them for caution. See how selectively they choose people them. Anything concern the main opposition party, they play safe. They will hold you. But Josephine Jackson over 1 year ago, selectively they hold people from the APC. If you know the 23 man and then continue to put like cash or like Buju when at his but it's not when this person at them they arrest them, they can't charge and they can't move at the barrow. But in with evidence that the videos and the way they see them touch up and I pose the one the way they tap with the boy statement using and do all up to date and then so and no one they got to speak that either out in team or question in chocolate for charging and court. No, nobody. So it is happening. When I say it's happening, I will still call and look back. Say then the rule like say and give or die. And the rule like say when they come on again and forget yesterday, just 2 years ago was APC. And tomorrow, 3 years from now, going to be APC again. Or other particular rule. But how would they come for God's sake when I rule this country like say, like when you continue the power? 2 years ago was APC. And 3 years from now, then the number power back to APC by grace of God. So I just say for that, I go to the audio, but tell this say, any audio I can make, I say SLPP, anything the Christmas talk, the bookman they talk am. You see a soldier guard wey dey guard the president wey call me tell me say dem dey rule for 30 years. Wetin dey be like be. And don't see a somebody wey they can hold you is normal at 30 years by age. But I can tell you that I could get people the way the job, I will call them names them in the next interview. Where they even feel say if they don't win the election, then for the nation. These are all part of their mentality. Who side would they go as a nation? So it is happening, but let's see in the 22, selectively the police arrest people when a member of the opposition, especially APC, or team the window for even go to police. You see, selectively they let people them when a member of the ruling party, no matter how the crime bad, no matter how the threats they give, no matter how they commit, they ever arrest and prosecute them. They not fight for the country, and I know they feel good because me don't suffer that thing they selectively. They arrest me for no reason and can't go to jail twice in a single year. So I don't ever feel good about that.
Yeah, so sorry. Why don't we go back to May 31st, 2020? And they assume said at that time you not been there in Pademba Road yet. Many of we
2019.
2019. Sorry, I don't know why they say 2020. Yeah, last year. Where I never ever forget that day. Unfortunately, for so many reasons. I don't know if you've been in a political party office at that day. And if so, waiting Sierra Leone was like on that day, and waiting in a experience in a party office, and then also I don't know if you've been getting any knowledge about the parliamentarians them at the same time where they may also remove them from parliament. So come in, sir.
Yes, well, fortunately, been also having a party office from the beginning to the ending, because a sad for the justice system. Is sad for democracy, but see, members of parliament voted for elected members of parliament, while telling about the judiciary saying they behave so recklessly. Single-handedly, 2 judges pull 10 of the MPs them in parliament, elected members of parliament, so neck not certify say that they vote that they win the election. If you read the thing where they pull them for, you will see who says alone the go. Then say for election riot. We just tell us if for riot, then for cancel the presidential election because the riots will be almost across the country. When the party APC, the leadership was so mature and then always peaceful, they don't want to let it go into chaos. What they did is to control their supporters. See, no go na court because they go feel say the party won't go in effect. Secondly, they don't even allow so many people in the party office because they wanted to maintain peace. But they say, however, anybody before you go to the street can the party headquarters. So most of we can the party office. They watch television, they follow the case like court because they broadcast live na AY. They put 10 MPs there. But in the morning, very early in the morning, you see so many ways they don't can deploy the party closer to the party office. They don't come back then ammo tank then the water cannon there, they don't come back like saying that war with the pet. If people if we're not cutting by their names, we're not ready for good before. I was there in the morning to snap and do all the vote with other people trying. I mean, first go tell the people go so they know them is having me all the time. I tell them say this will create tension. What I do? When I move, una personnel na, una come at this party office because what happens so with the party, not to gladly. We don't control the party, we support as a person emotions. But for another, I will think yourself we can control them. But reluctantly, they have picked the young people who go do that to the party office.
Okay.
Where the work about the interview, we say the riot starts, we say the problem starts. Now when AI become the interview the way they try for talk, voting in mind, so let them warn the police, they let them come out now party office, then step for clipper. But from that before the clipper, and they all decide to change. If you see what's happening at party office that day, these guys were firing tear gas canister over 500 inside the building, including an AIG carry. In way that me personally that you AIG then the fire so you will at the head. including an AIG, kindly. You see people who are journalism, and they take the canister, they can't give the wisdom. They treat the party like when you go read the two, always go read cartel. Like God say, people not for die. We are all see the videos the way they viral, how they treat people. Which one they was naked, old woman they treat them naked, old man they treat them naked, rape people destroy people what business when they do this. You see, all man see the thing. It was pathetic. But some of them will stand and challenge them and stop. We say this thing the man will begin. They try to arrest me. Me, I don't know say why for them because some people they did. I challenge them. I confronted the AIG saying that you the fire, you AIG, the fire at the party office. Even the people who tell they come out they open a court. They don't have to calm down at party office. They were attacked by the police. The entire attack they attacked them. To this level, Salon at this 21st century, we see them getting the police could not be professional. Then they talk like they're politicians who will kill you now. Who will do what I say, you know, they are giving, you know, the statement for look important statement them. These are people in uniform. You see some of them with SFP van. You raise that concern. But it was pathetic and we pray that neither can not repeat in this country. But where are we heading to? If SFP them can no more. And looting the store, how they do so today. I want to tell you one thing. Why Salome been very peaceful? The former president and by Koroma, who think of President Kaba, all officers they think of this country, from awareness, the military, the police, people in the day, who are SFP people. But not just nobody, he allowed government, cohesion of government. He not sacrifice because of his political belief or political ideology. No, he left them instead he promotes most of them. Like when I last week, the general will do this now. We don't talk like say the bad and one. Now, and the schematic from chief of operation to director general. He promotes most of them. He take military. One man knows a 2 seminar against APC. A promoter to join for squad and CDS. So many people in the way they promote, not like nobody.
Okay, you mistake. Press the mute button. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go.
He allowed them to do their job. He allowed the civil service for the work. You know, humiliate nobody. And as come in time, then they talk, they'll condemn. We all know. Then they go and go say this because that's not democracy. But now you see, because these are not they respect democracy, they don't believe the rule of law. What they did is to muscle. Nobody, all man the people them lock them up. Nobody know go jail, they can go jail. So they all don't turn. They have been paid. They're all like agents for the governments. Because if you are sitting there like this, Onana is pulling for talk. The intelligence council, they all don't talk mumu. Nobody say nothing. All man is waiting to happen. And they don't say this, that is of yours. So that's what happened during that May 31st. That story with Sierra Leoneans no will ever forget. That story with the APC no will ever forget. Because the videos are being viral. Anytime I go to party office, I imagine how them ways they behave. They fire tear gas inside the building, right inside.
Yeah.
Secretary was there, Fire Sane, Deputy Chairman leader Mikhail was there. So many people, most of the party are inside. They did it with impunity in the aim for kill people. Now,
thank you for sharing. I know some of the constraints. You still there? You there, Remy? I know some of the physical or the medical complaints where you get. You there, Remy? Good? Yeah, I know so you share some of the side effects or the medical complaints where you get from, being incarcerated for that long. One of which was you just share with me with your knee. And also you been get something with your eyes. We've been telling the preliminary interview. Yeah, how the eyes they doing for the one they were now aware. If you want to share that.
I still the battle with me health to be specific. I still the battle. I was shot during the war. I've been developed cancer because bullets been tampered me. Really? I developed cancer. When from Akwa jail, that with the food feed that morning with 12 o'clock past the other day again. We are locked up, we're not getting for it. So my also said the one I made and my eyes still the red. because I still the absolute. In health, the take treatment as I get the money, I go take treatment. I still the battle, but anyway, but I tell you, thank you.
So during the war, now you've been getting shot?
Yeah, I was shot during the war.
I'm sorry. So once again, we tell you thank you for all your sacrifice so we don't get to Mama Salon. And we continue to encourage you for now you be patient and now you find it in your heart like how you are a forgiving person for forgive just for the betterment of Salon so that God will reward you. We're really sorry for your awful experience. I also want, I know I hold it too long anymore. We don't already hold it for a while. I want you talk about your hope for Salon. And I'll get to one more question after that. What's in your hope for Salon?
Well, we hope for Salon, na for see Salon with a national cohesion. Na for see Salon without region. Na for see Salon without tribe. I want to see Salon with a national manifesto, we're not a party manifesto. A manifesto where they can continue with that and left. Because if we get for say if we want big Salon, we can forget a base. I want to see Salon, a united Sierra Leone. I don't want to see Salon like this under this SFP government. I don't want to see Salon with so many political attention. I want to see Salon where you go the SFP, the NGC, we all come together and make a better plan to see that this will else country wrong. I want to see that Salon. I want to see Salon. When not Salon, possible say if you slap me, I will slap you. I want to see Salon with a forgiving spirit. I want to see Salon where be say a better not for me today, but for picking them tomorrow. Now make I always like came and music say Salon no point. But no left us so because we left us so also we dey go.
Yes. I mean for me some play that day.
We also don't pass. We all make up of the born. I always like that music because I know say we don't send them pass me. I was within an important side. 18 years, I got a job. 11 years was fighting war. 28 years in the service where I was paid less than $50. I was paid less than $30 for 28 years. I make nothing. I have no regret because I'm a country I'm the serve. But I want to say Sierra Leone now, we all will live without a region. They will just say Salon, without tribes, without political divide. I want to say Sierra Leone, where the man and the team, the man, just like we've been doing in the past 10 years. We don't forget about tribe. We don't forget about region. All my political party will make fun, we can jokes, we will pose ourselves as far as for the betterment of this country. That I'm your dreams for Sierra Leone. Is Sierra Leone not also region.
So I want to see if this not the tune now go play for you. 1 second. Let me know if you are the right one. I'm gonna know in a little bit. What's in the title?
No.
Will they take a break and then we'll come back? I want to get this song for you before you go. You deserve it.
I'm in the field, say we go come together, let we make Salon. I'm in the field, say.
Imagine Gambia is a very poor country. Let's face the facts. Countries like Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Liberia, these countries are really, they're endowed with natural resources. In the context of gold, diamond, bauxite, chromite, iron ore, even petroleum. But imagine the wars they fought for years. Go back and see. It has retarded all what they've gained over the years. In other words, give them a very serious setback. And Gambia is a very poor country. We cannot afford to allow conflict in this country. it is not in our collective interest.
Yeah. Sorry, I would like to. I want to know what can you do as your role to unite the political leaders in the Gambia? Because as you see, most of the political leaders in the Gambia, some of them are into this tribalism, as you said. So, what is your role, and what will be your greatest advice that you can put across to them?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's a concerted effort, not an individual effort. My views, your views should be very resonant and very direct to the point. If this is a view shared by all of us to say we would like to see us working together as a nation, let's look at this. Look at it in this way: Gambia is all Gambians. Period. Politics aside, tribalism aside, and that is a major message, in my opinion, we should filter down. If this is something embraced by every Gambian, alone we cannot do it. But we can always make the clarion call to say, let's not do it. Why? We've seen it from other countries. It went the other way. In other words, it degenerated into a conflict situation of unprecedented proportion. So Gambia, in my opinion, we should not allow that to happen.
Thank you.
You are watching VM International TV, and welcome. Earlier today, CDS Drame met the governor of West Coast Region, Lamin Sane, concerning about how to maintain peace and stability in the Gambia. He addressed the people and the nation that peace is life and conflict will only divide us as Gambians and nothing else. He added by saying there is no room for tribalism in the Gambia. Gambia is a small country. Let's maintain peace, love and stability.
Nobody would emerge as a winner if there's a problem in this country. All of us stands to lose, including my very side. We are talking out of experience. We've served in conflict-ridden countries. We've seen the repercussions of conflict. Conflict comes with a lot of repercussion. In Israel, usually always, there's wanton destruction to lives and properties. In Israel, there's what we call vicious circle. In Israel, there's what we call deep-felt animosity. Although people can forgive, but they cannot forget. It's a natural instinct. You guys basically as journalists, usually always having drawn useful lessons from other conflict situations.
Slim Nation. Love is what we need, yeah. Sierra Leoneans. Love is what we need. We exalt the realm of the free. Great is a love we have for thee, yeah. Anytime they talk about sweets alone, no. About fetch, anytime they write but mama's alone, yeah. Now we fall like we self, let we push we self. Let we know it we self, let we help we self. Oh no no no. It no matter who say you there. It no matter what you know you call. It no matter what you think of. There is no place like home. It no matter who say you there. It no matter what you know you call. It no matter what you
country move forward. No. Now we party to put in direction. We are make we up and be ambition. Because now we all go for me to we sweet mama Salo. Say you know this therefore say you not here there. See the Lord, you had come for you. You must come one day. No matter how long you take, you must come one day. No matter who side there, no matter what you know you call, no matter what you think of, there is no place I go. No matter who side there, no matter what you know you call, no matter what you think of, there is no place I go. Love is what we need, love is what we need, yeah. Love is what we need, love is what we need, yeah. That everything don't worry, don't divide we, don't destroy we, mama, yeah. That everything don't worry, don't destroy we, don't divide we, yeah. make we say, yeah, we push we say, yeah, we make we say, oh, yeah, when we are, and quality when I when we are, when we not fetch we say. Everybody want to be politician. Oh,
Welcome back, everybody. As in, I know this now one of we best from Mahmoud for remind we as Sierra Leoneans say, it no matter whose political party you find yourself, we are all Sierra Leonean. And no HU campaign because they belong to the All People's Congress, no HU campaign because they belong to the SLPP, speak truth to power. If you see say your brothers is being mistreated because they not belong to a political party, that would be your brother's keeper. With that said, make a come back again, Mr. Koita. Again, that music they dedicated to you. Thank you so much for your service. I want to try to forget the K-man, but unfortunately I'm not able for digging up. Maybe next time around, God willing. I want that you speak to the youth. What's that you wish for the youth of Sierra Leone? If you were to give them advice, what's in that advice they would be, sir? Come on in.
Well, if I give them advice, one thing I want to tell the youth them, they gotta be themselves. You get for trying to make yourself useful in a society. You know, in life, we know making people education is not like going to college, having a degree. It's not in education. With the misuse of African complete education is whatever you learn, be able to learn somebody. If you're a good messenger, be able to learn people. It's an education. If you're a good fitter, if you're a good mechanic, if you're a good carpenter, engage in something, because if you don't become useful for yourself, you don't go useful in society. You don't forget about people who will come give them small room, give them jamba. Sometimes they need them for go cause political tension or riot, cause unrest to people, waste their life. Like now we don't get so many things that don't can tramadol and so I want to give them, I make myself an example, let them look at me. I went into the military as a teenager. The same way me enter the supply jamba and rum like the army that I work for the same moral booster. And not ever drink and smoke up till date. They me told the supply jamba and supply rum. They give drugs to young soldiers like us. See if we don't get mind or other things. We take and forget for the time because we've been facing the death row. But I've been an example and a mentor to so many soldiers there. So I want to let you look at me, listen to my statement today. You can be me, you can be more than me. I try me literally for push myself. If you see today I go in public, then they come around me because I decide to make myself useful in society. Because I can help myself. Because in life, when they meet you, they have the place, you say they show you close. They could be me. Rum, drugs, jamba no get nothing for do man. The way you look, they argue them, they say you useful men. They could be me. You can drink rum for pleasure sake, but then they drink rum for misuse them. They come and give them money, they buy rum, they buy jamba, they take drugs, they take tramadol, they go to themselves. So I want to discourage the youth them from that. Don't allow politicians to use you. Don't go to other politicians usually say, go kill somebody or go to person. Sometimes a brother they go to. Maybe my sister or my family. In so many cases, them for political reasons, they go certify themselves from the same village, from the same town, from the same district, from the same house. Then they choke themselves, they kill themselves. It makes no sense, and they only succeed for them because they know their weak point. They will come, they give them money, look 1 million, I go buy jamba, or I go buy rum, or I come and kill themselves for the team. When I say no to violence, when I say no to violence, when I say yes to development, somebody come, let it tell you now, waiting how it help now. Me, I want to do medicine. I want to do so many education centers and now learn something, try to make yourself relevant to society so people will look at you better. So my advice today to the youth of this country and to anybody listening to me, try to make yourself relevant. Not follow politicians, not follow anybody who can take you. All politicians, they kill them. No one know the way they get up for good bad. No one know the way they come out and choose somebody. If in a general leader, it's not the most expensive to kind of secure themselves. They don't know the way they take them for good and parallel. So yourself, take and say, me self will always be life for you say. You may vote for person, you may like the political party, but don't say no to violence. Let's say no to violence. Let's make, because the youth of today, then the future of tomorrow. And then also talk to the people that when they say they will use the youth them. misuse them, because if we don't build a better generation today, the tomorrow will not say go tomorrow. Because if they all become drunk at it, other people can take after we. So we have to prepare. With this, we will build a better nation. So we advise the youth, make yourself very relevant. Forget about riot, forget about drugs taking, make yourself important, try for learn something. Anything you learn will benefit you today. Anything you learn will benefit you. We don't live in a world where everything we learn will benefit you. Salone today, if one bill fine was supposed to go give go take president. If one to buy roof, first go give go Senegal. Why we don't know learn? Why would we try for improve even better drivers? So trouble the party go to drivers like him. We African Union, we cannot do system. All the big trucks them, the big Mutkaren, like drivers like this. Because the last one thing, we can make a better nation by changing ideology. We make a better nation by changing with attitude. Now we get the attitude correct.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So with the misconception, you know, we'll go without I not ask you this, or is it true, or is it a misconception about your political party? Do you think at any time your party don't cause anything for undermine the peace and stability of we nation?
Well, I know CM8 from the leadership, because everything is about leadership. We all know, for honest to say, as Iranians, I'm not saying because I'm an APC man. We all know things that don't happen. If you not the leadership will get salon for no unrest, I can start potentially say by imposing Speaker of Parliament. If you have the other political party, maybe video opposition for no unrest. Beating members of Parliament, using armament in the world of Parliament, removing 10 members of Parliament from the Parliament. Making an election, by election question, so as they will up to date the election, the whole and not call it. That tell you say the party not ever make any statement for make the country can unrest. But I will tell you back say without favor, if the party do anything like that, me, Comrade Koita, will only say no to that, because I know say there is no sweet war and no bitter peace. No one will do sweet and not bitter peace, no day. If they say anything like that, I will talk and I will condemn them. Of course, I believe in the leadership. I know they know they ever imagine that. They don't show up chairman again. We also said they attack the party office. They tell the supporters that after May 35, the deputy chairman leader can't tell Oman say all man go like goes. When I don't do nothing, we don't see him. We don't see them pass the party office. They use weapon. We don't see him. But the party not react. That say no. We don't react nothing, because this is the governance time. We just want to tell you no more say we talk politics by 2022. The politics team can speak politics for now. We want to give them all the chance. How they feel, let them continue to fail. But mainly they pray for them, whether you fail. Because if you whether you fail, that's a loan no fail. The small success analysts do, everybody benefit as a loan, the roads them, the lights, all benefit them. If you whether you fail, that's a loan no fail. We APC really pray for like whether you fail, no? We don't pray for like fail. We always want like succeed, because if we succeed, that's a loan no succeed. Not to in the succeed, unless you don't do a mixed today, not to the driver. All man and jam from Kenya to Kala, not to Kala and his born, not to Kono and his born, not to Pujo born, but all the roads and today, we you know we make now they go to they are still. The last day so today, now Makeni they want to know they get the life. So if any leader we can fail, that the nation don't fail. So we as a nation, not for even pray for like any leader fail, except if you can fail. But we don't ever pray for like fail.
Well stated, sir. For we want to know Dr. Ines Baikoma on a personal level, how you go describe in personality, how you go describe as a leader as well. What will be those words that you go, or the sentence we go use for describe
Well, I can say Dr. Ines Baikoma without favor, and they talk for favor, is a leader with Salongo. Continue for miss. He's the father of a nation. That's somebody with humanity character. That's somebody with with passion. That's somebody with like this country to a passion that he do all in your level best. At least it's fulfilled as what in manifesto. If you want to see Salona a better footing, they try for bring Salona together. They try for bring tribal line politics. They try for bring regional line politics. Let me look inside a cabinet. You see, we get more satisfied them. They promote them so many. That possible way, not so proud person. President Kuma, former president, if he's Yaram, like a father. In a person, he did down. He not proud. He make himself like a common man, all the see during term. A president, he would drive with guy, he want to go to Romney, you can't be there. You go to the market, you man them. That person with a character, with humility. That person way is a blessed man. Now a leader one at a time. Now one time, I think Panjanoso will get up. Would pray. That could be like in kind again. A leader we not proud to the nation. A leader we not feel a big party puller because let me tell you what the simple they do. With your president, you are a slave, you are a servant to the nation, you are not a master. So many people in the feel a master. No, you are not master. Ministers, president, you are slave. You have been elected to work. And you're not for proud to people, you don't make them fear you. President Kumana, that kind of person, then up till date, even out of office, up till date, he still get the life where we live, get the help. You see me go back to the people them. So for me, I sound like a role model. I sound like somebody leaders for the good to them and learn from them. I sound like anybody was succeed or go back to the drawing board, ask President Kuruma certain questions them, learn from them, tell us what's in abuse you tell you get to succeed. By so doing, you will get a better nation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity for tell you plenty thank you. First and foremost, on behalf of Sierra Leoneans around the world, we peace-loving Sierra Leoneans, we mean good for the country. We love Sierra Leone. I want to tell you plenty thank you again for your service we give to we. Today, as many they walk down the streets of Sierra Leone as free men and women, it is because of people like yourself. We take the bullet, so we still they get that chronic pain where you get for live with for the rest of your life. Because of you, many were free from that war. Want to tell you plenty thank you. Know that all is not lost. Thank you for your selfless sacrifice, Mr. Amadu. Thank you, and so sorry for all the bitter and pain where you go through for that same nation where you serve. Rest assured and know that based on the interaction from the chat room, we are not able to read all. Many Sierra Leoneans appreciate you as a man we don't serve with nation. I don't want to go far for now not cry again, but thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for honoring the invitation as well. We'll get many more things in for discuss. And I want to take this opportunity also for say plenty thank you to we chat room with members of this novel forum platform. And I thank you. I can always say after God now I make salon for all Sierra Leoneans. Now we remember what in bind we together we are the green, white and blue. No politician, no president, no first lady, whether it's previous, current, future, is strong enough for divide we as a nation. Today, look to your right, look to your left. If you get a SLPP friend, a Mende friend, a Timony friend, tell them you love them and tell them that we country and we green, white and blue is suppress any political party or any tribal line. Now we continue for use with voice, for build we beloved salon. Now we continue for speak truth to power. Now we continue for re-echo the importance of national cohesion. Now we condemn war because war is not good for anyone. And at the end of the day, you need to look at tribal line, you need to look at political party, you need to look at innocent bystander. Person like this way wonderful guest today don't suffer for with freedom, and then God make the fight and the suffer way they and go through they not go in vain, meaning now not go back to that, and God not go make we go back to that again. I want to give you this opportunity for give your last statements before I close for the night. Thank you once again and come back in, sir.
Well, my last statement to go, I want to encourage me fellow Sierra Leoneans, as I always say, Mr. Pantel, people, listeners, and thank you. And I want to just tell them, say, nothing to slow me down, nothing to make us stop for doing the job what they do. The faith and confidence they get over me that me not supposed to in the muscle, me not supposed to in the way the mortgage with integrity. I want to tell them, say, I'll continue to do that job. They do good job. I've been on the key for this nation. I've been on the drum for 28 years ago. When I was 18 years, I lay my life for this nation. And I'll still lay my life for this nation. I have no regret. And I'm prepared for the worst. And you also tell them, say, myself appreciate everybody in little effort. During the at the jail, all man they cry with me, they pay them go with me for their support. When all they call me in the media. If you not to wanna be nobody for not for be no side today, I believe say the pressure that they make out there help me a lot inside there, help me a lot. I want to appeal to the government. Say Alfred Paulo Conte comment, Alfred Paulo Conte not deserve what they go through. I appeal, me the same you appeal that let them look into cases that you know that former statesman, he was not a criminal, he has never been a criminal. He served the country as a military man to the rank of major. He came in politics between the two different ministries and defense and internal affairs. He served as the CEO of Ebola. He was called to help this government on this COVID-19. It will not be good enough for those services today. Let the member say, Paulo Conte been good for go render honest service and not for go commit crime. For that reason, they had appeal for that they look into the matter and make like he gets in freedom and join the family. As he age now is 63, he will pitch for life in a jail for another 1 year. And they appeal to them. At least you don't do now over 6 months in isolation in the jail. We know funny. We know the men they forbid them will be passed out and jail for separate. And I appeal to the nation again. And I appeal to the world, the UN, the British people them, especially let them come to Comrade for Paulo Koita in aid so that he will get a freedom very soon. Because if not, my God knows what will happen to him. It's not easy. It's not easy. So really trend today for let myself put my own voice and me cry as comrade in struggle. Me cry as comrade who to be in a jail and know what they go through or make the release as Paulo Koita. Not to criminal, not to threat, not to hide somebody and be a peaceful citizen. We want to go for help for this COVID-19. So that's the last one. I tell everybody thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, for we officials, the way they watch, we presidents, of course, as you don't watch the entire interview, this man speak so much, he makes so much emphasis on peace, unity, oneness. There's nothing here where he make when a threat, and also we know there is so much threat, verbal threat, text threat against this man in life. We pray that will come to an end wherein they go stop for harass him and they not go do anything for threatening life, because as any other Sierra Leonean in that country, himself get right for live freely without feeling threat, without fear, and the list goes on. Above all, this is not a man who don't serve we diligently to the very best of his ability for 28 years. I want to ask the Almighty God that every pain we don't go through for Salon during the war and when you were incarcerated, the Almighty turn into a blessing for you. We tell you plenty thank you again, and God elevate you beyond your expectation. Salon for All, Voice for All Network Television, I want to tell you plenty thank you once again on behalf of the entire team. Until next time, I am Khadija Tijan Nabi. May God bless we all. God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. God bless the United States of America, and God bless everywhere where Sierra Leoneans find themselves. That we continue for promote national cohesion. That we continue for find place in we had for forgive, and know that God not him, not the one way for fight for we, not to we for fight for ourselves. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Koita. Are they laughing again with Mahmoud? A tune where they always remind we of we duty as Sierra Leonean, irrespective of your political affiliation or the political party where you find yourself. Thank you, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Bye. 1 second, I just take we to Mahmoud. 1 second.
Slim Nation. Love is what we need, yeah. Sierra Leonean. Love is what we need. We exalt the realm of the free. Great is a love we have for thee, yeah. Anytime they talk about sweet salon, no. About anytime they write about mama salon, yeah. Now we for let we self, let we push we self. Let we know it we self, let we help we self. Oh no no no, it no matter who say you there, it no matter what you know you call, it no matter what you think of. There is no place like home. It no matter who say you there, it no matter what you know you call, it no matter what you think of. There is no place like home. Mama, let we left color and push forward, push forward. Like this gonna make we continue move forward. Oh 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 oh. Papa, make we left color and push forward. Hey hey yeah. It gonna make we continue move forward. No 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 no. Now we party talk about new direction. We are make we up and build new ambition. Because now we all got for make we home. Hey, we sweet mama salon. Never say you not be seen there. Never say you not care there. Oh, yeah. See that Lord, yeah. No matter how far you go, you must come home one day. No matter how long you take, you must come home one day. It no matter who say you there, it no matter what you know you call her, it no matter what you think of. There is no place like home. It no matter who say you there, it no matter what you know you call her, it no matter what you think of. There is no place like home. Love is what we need, yeah. Brother, love is what we need, yeah, yeah. Love is what we need, yeah. Love is what we need, yeah, 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 yeah. But that's not the thing we don't boil we, yeah. Don't divide we, don't destroy we, hey mama, yeah. But that's not the thing we don't boil we, don't destroy we, yeah. Don't divide we, yeah, yeah. Let we let we self, let we push we self, let we let we self. Oh, see that you we don't well we. That's not the thing we don't well we.